I remember when I was coming up, they had this white dude that went viral. He was a one-hitter quitter. He was a one-hit wonder. But to this day, it comes in my mind and it goes and it plays what's we about to do this live. And what is that? Ice, ice, baby. Doom, 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 doom. I told y'all I had a line of Trump. I told y'all, look, dude and them be Trump less than 24 hours raiding the Somalians. Ice, ice, baby. In less than 24 hours. You know I keep my receipts. You know I'm going to play the receipts. You know I'm going to play the receipts. Vanilla ice, ice, baby. Doom, 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 digga, doom, doom. Boom, down, boom, digga, down, down. Boom, boom, boom. Listen, and listen, Trump. No, I got a message for you, Brody. Because I know y'all don't want no trouble with that lady. I know y'all don't want trouble with the great grand holy mother of all divine. I know, hey, they might got some things that's going on that may be a bit nefarious, but nothing such as, you know, you are doing these things to the little ones and doing these things to the females or anything like that. Um, you know, a few kneecaps might be getting broke. A few people might be hanging off the balcony. A few people might be paying a little draft and things of that nature. You might have a few mob habits, but for the most part, no women, no kids, man. No women, no kids, man. You feel me? No women, no kids. Real gangsters got a code of ethics and we stay away and we keep this gangster shit away from the women and the children, man. When the Titanic was going down, who was the first to get the rescue boats? The women and the children, man. What is the old cliche saying, man? Ladies first, man. And as we start this, you know what I'm saying? Y'all just remember the yesterday's live. Yesterday's live was, hey man, y'all gotta take care of this ice. Today's live is ice taking care of that. Vanilla ice, ice, baby. Down, 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 digga, down, down. Bow, wow, wow, chicka, wow, wow. Wow, 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 chicka, wow, wow. Vanilla ice, ice, baby. Uh, I wonder what's going on with Vanilla Ice. I might go Vanilla Ice. What Vanilla Ice been up to? Wait a minute. Let me go. Let me go into this. Let me go into this Skynet, into this Ethernet real quick. Let me see. What's Vanilla Ice been up to? What has Vanilla Ice been up to? Mm-mm. Vanilla Ice been up to? Let's see. What chat talking about, man? What Vanilla Ice been up to? Here's a current snapshot of what Vanilla Ice born Robert Matthew Van Winkle. This nigga, that boy name is Van Winkle. That boy name is Robert Matthew Van Winkle. Man, if we go to breaking that motherfucking name down, man, hit the like button, the share button, the comment button, the subscribe button, the notification bell, all of this shit. Man, wait a minute, bro. You trying to tell me Vanilla's Ice name is Robert Matthew Van Winkle? Has been up to in 2025, decades after his 1990s hit. It was a massive hit, right? And long career reinventions in music, television, and real estate. Latest Vanilla Ice news. Vanilla Ice five. He with the real estate stuff. Vanilla Ice and Bronx House serves up smile. Yeah, so he with the real estate. Vanilla Ice is into real estate. Hit the like button, comment, share, subscribe, get the video on the algorithm. Vanilla Ice has been appearing as a mentor on the singing competition show K-pop, where he reflects on pop culture and music trends. All right, boom. I just wanted to get that right quick. All right, and he's doing real estate ventures, charity, and his net worth is around $20 million. Vanilla Ice, Ice baby. He's one of the he took that money from that hit. And to this day, that was in 1990. He did that hit in 1990. It's 2025. That's what? 35 years or something. If I'm not mistaken, like 35 years. 35 years later, he's worth $20 million today in 2025. It pays to have a hit. And listen, get y'all a hit, bro. Hey, fuck the album. Forget about the EP. Forget about putting together an album, y'all. Don't put together no album. Man, just create a song. After you create the song, do a video to the song. First, register your song. Now, a lot of y'all don't know that there are different ways to register your song. If you do certain little hacks. But the best way is just to get your song registered with ASCAP, BMI, or one of those major publishing companies. Do your own self-publishing. Go open your own LLC. Your LLC it's your rap name. So if your rap name is Little Atlanta, it's gonna be Little Atlanta Publishing LLC. You're gonna register Little LL. You're gonna already have it in name before you even go register, so that you can have proof that you was even saying it and doing it first, because that's called poor man copyright, right? And then you're gonna register with one of the big major publishing companies. That way, your publishing rights to your song will be straight. And then you're gonna take it, create a video to it, and put it out. And this is an easy process. I'm talking about this is a you do this, you can do this shit once a week, and you can put out a video per week. I guarantee you, if you set your intention and say, I'm gonna put out a music video, a hot ass music video every week, because it's easy to do. All you need is a cold-blooded, up-to-date iPhone, or just get you a cold-blooded cameraman that know how to do his finagle thing with the camera thing. Boom, you're gonna live there. You're gonna put out a video per week. I guarantee you, it's 52 weeks in a year. I guarantee you, before the 52 weeks up, everywhere, your whole entire music dreams are gonna be aspired, and realized. Everything that you realize in music is gonna be realized. Hi Megas, thank you very much. Yeah, you already know, man. You feel me? No problem. You feel me? What's going on? What's going on in Brazil, man? Brazil is part of the Americas, man. Brazil, y'all birth rate is falling off too. Go look. We can Google it right now. Brazil, y'all birth rate is falling off too. But we about to get to Ice Ice Baby. Let's get to the Ice Ice Baby, man. Because wasn't it yesterday that I said that I told him to handle that business? All right. Well, today the business getting handled.
The Somali fraud rings are way worse than anybody understands. We're now finding out and being told that in those grocery stores that they open in their little shopping centers, they just skim the SNAP benefits, welfare, food stamps, and nothing exchanges. They basically just...
So wait a minute, y'all. Not only are they doing the scam daycares, they're doing scam, just completely 100% scam rings. Don't it sound familiar, these damn rings? Speaking of rings, go get my book, The Black Cube Codex, Saturn Exposed, Sovereignty Restored, and I'll show you how to break free of the rings around your rosy pocket full of toesies. Remember, I come in the name of the great grand holy mother of all divine, and you already know. Don't nobody want no trouble with that lady, man. And speaking of that lady, go get The Great Black Mama of Creation. Both of these books, you can find them on Amazon, Barnes and Nobles, and all of the major publishing venues. Get the books, man. Read up on the Matrix. This the Matrix, Saturn. And read up on the source of all divine, the source of all creation, the source of the Matrix, the great grand holy mother of all divine. And during that, you'll see a few appearances by the great grand holy father of all divine, but nonetheless, so they're running rings. It says breaking FBI raids. Ready? It says breaking FBI raids home health provider amid massive Minnesota Medicaid fraud scandal. Minnesota going down. Y'all better move out of Minnesota, y'all rich people who are not with the shits. We need that. We need that Minnesota money y'all been scamming for the last 10 years. Y'all been scamming. Y'all been running a ring out of Minnesota, the Somalian fraud ring. It's Somalian fraud ring. Wait a minute. The Somalian fraud ring, comment, follow, share, save, like. They got Somalia. We can't go to Somalia and run no ring. They'll hang us. They'll behead us. If we were to go right now to Somalia as Americans and run a fraud ring in Somalia, well, apparently a fraud ring in Somalia is being ran by the Somalians and the American, and the super uber wealthy. And so this is what I wanted to tell you, Mr. Trump. You're gonna have to listen, bro. I see you trying to duck this smoke from the great grand holy mother. Donald Trump, I see you trying to duck the smoke from the great grand holy mother. I remember back in the day, all the way when I was young, when you was laying up there and you was cooling, retarded, drooling with the black folk, and you always supported black movements. I always see you dedicate money to black movements. I always see you pour into, as a white person. I always see you live independently wealthy amongst your kind of and do the unorthodox things amongst your kind. I remember when everybody that's against you right now. I remember when all of them was riding your job back then. And I see you right now. You trying to correct things and steer America from the calamity that is about to happen. And the only way I can say that we can fully steer the calamity that's about to happen is if you openly come and holler at Chakra Doctor and, profess your interest and profess your, ask the great grand holy mother for help, and I know you're not gonna do that. So the next best thing for you to do, for you to steer this is, pray inside yourself, man, inside of your mind. Nobody can hear you inside of your mind. And you better ask the great grand holy mother for help, bro. Man, great grand holy mother, the high mega said, come ask you for help to help me. Just say it inside of your mind, bro. Say it inside of your mind. And she gonna do what she need to do, man, because as of right now, she's using you as a tool anyway to get rid of a lot of unsanctimonious things that's going on, and I don't even know that was a word, but it just sounded fly. You understand what I'm saying? So a lot of times when you see what's going on, a lot of times that be the universal motherboard correcting the errors in the matrix, man. The matrix has a lot of errors, and sometimes the universal motherboard steps in and correct those errors because her overall goal is to grow. And the overall goal of the matrix is growth. And if we can't reach a certain state of growth, the matrix will start rendering certain parts of the programming obsolete. Um, and understand, man, the matrix is a big, gargantuan, giant apparatus that we as a people need to understand that in order to navigate it, you're going to have to break out of the Saturnian mind state first and foremost. You have to break out of the Saturn mind state first and foremost, break into the great grand holy mother mind state second and foremost, and you're gonna have to openly be able to represent the great grand. See, the great grand holy mother don't play about me because I openly represent her. I openly acknowledge her. Y'all gonna have to start giving the great grand holy mother her credit and openly acknowledge her if y'all want to steer this shit away from the calamity that y'all bringing it to. But as we get into the fraud with these people, we understand that these FBI raids. Wait a minute, these FBI raids. I just told you, hey, we need to round them up. Let's see what's happening. Let's go.
Slide the card and empty all that money into their bank account. And they're doing this nationwide. This is not just a Minnesota thing.
They're doing it nationwide. It's just not a Minnesota thing. It's not just a Minnesota. Man, listen, bro. The scams and the corruption in our government run so thick and so deep that it's gonna take a nice, real, magical flush. Like you gotta have a we're about to. It's like poker. We're about to have a royal flush. How often does a person get a royal flush playing hands in poker naturally? How often do Thank you, Rocco Faulkner. Thank you, Rocco. Keep up the good work. Rocco said, keep up the good work. You already know, man, I'm going to keep up the good work in the name of the great mother, man. Using our own laws against us. Yes, they're using our own laws against us. Bringing their religions war to Western societies. Yes. Yes. They're doing all of that. But most importantly, you know what they're doing? That a lot of people y'all don't realize? They're stealing from Black African American mouths, man. Believe it or not. You know why? Because a lot of those programs that they're getting funded for, that money is getting siphoned from out of our programs that we get funded for. So y'all ain't realizing a lot of that money that they're using is that taxpayer money is a lot of Black taxpayer money because we about to pay with our white taxpayer money. Nah, no, no. No, they got some Blacks in Minnesota now, but no, it's deeper though. It goes and they run in a ring. Anytime you hear ring, I don't care if it's a this kind of ring, that all of them are connected. All of the rings are connected, man. And you know, I mastered the Lord of the Rings. So understanding that, hey, bro, wait, we're gonna go listen. What they doing? Let's see what they doing. Let's go.
Well, it's amazing to me that a 23-year-old journalist, a YouTuber, who's now got over 80 million views on this thing, found more in a matter of hours than Tim Walz and Keith Ellison, our Attorney General, have found in 7 years, Mike. I got to tell you, we've known in Minnesota about the daycare fraud for a decade.
Wait a minute, y'all. Yesterday, with nobody speaking on it. Today, they speaking on it. Why? Man, y'all about to see. You don't want no trouble with that lady, Trump. You better find a way to you better find a way to church. You better find a way to make the Church of the Great Grand Holy Mother of all divine a wealthy, magical institution, so that we can take up that slack and do the parts that you can't do. Because a big part that you can't do is completely magical.
Ellison is our current Attorney General. His predecessor, Lori Swanson, was actually investigating the daycare fraud and prosecuting back in 2017 and 18. As soon as Ellison became the Attorney General and Walz became the governor, all of that stopped. And now you see the result, billions.
Ellison and Tom Walz and Ellison. Man, the great grand holy mother sees you. And see, listen, I'm telling you, everybody not with the BS, but those are the ones that with the BS. Listen, the good gonna have to suffer for the bad. Y'all better separate yourself from that BS. You ain't gonna be able to be like, well, it wasn't us. Nah, man, when the sweep hit, it's gonna hit everything that's guilty. And if you associated and even remotely attacked, nah, man, it's guilty by association. It's gonna be a spread. And these people are coming on and letting you know, look, man, we see what's going on, man. Listen, I told you, me and that dude had connection, bro. I told you, me and Trump had connection. Now you know, Fox News is the #1 outlet that tells you about the positive aspects of Trump's administration. So understanding that, you got to understand that yesterday we was talking about it, today they acting on it. So let's hear what he got to say again.
Dollars. It has been alleged that they have fraudulently built out of Minnesota. There was a housing stabilization program that was created in 2020. It's through the Medicaid program, a different one other than daycare. They spent $161 million. It was estimated it was going to be $2 million a year, Mike. From 2020 until we shut it down in October, it was $161 million. This daycare fraud, there's one woman in particular who created a fake daycare and built $14 million on her own. This thing is huge.
Wait. Here we go right here. Pink Doppelganger, you own one. Pink Doppelganger, you own one. Pink Doppelganger said we are near the bridge on the Greenwald side. See, y'all don't understand about the Greenwald side. We're going to talk about that Greenwald side. I got somebody that's going to come in and talk about that Greenwald side with me in a minute. He's supposed to be in here at 7 o'clock. When you come in, at 7 o'clock, I'm going to check for him. I'm going to go check for him. That's about 6 minutes away. I'm going to check for him, and we're going to bring him in. And, yeah, man, but that Greenwald side, Pink, do you want to explain what the Greenwald side is, or shall I explain what the Greenwald side is? As a matter of fact, you already know, man. The Greenwald side, I call it the greenback. I call it the greenback side. So President Lincoln and President Kennedy, as far as I know, are the only two presidents that actually almost successfully implemented that green wall side, or that no restriction side. And what is that? One was they both called the greenback system, where America creates its own dollars. America creates its own dollars, and America creates its own currency, and America creates its own, because that's how powerful America is. You feel what I'm saying? And make sure y'all hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button. And that's how, and that's how America is. Now, remember, when that happens, that means America won't be owing trillions of dollars to banks. And every time they try to do it, they got whack-a-mole, bro. They got whack-a-mole, they got unalived, they got X'd out, hitting the prime box, putting the prime box, put 6 feet under, and their souls got recycled to Saturn, bro. So understanding, you know what I'm saying, that when you doing this level of magical battling, when you doing this level of spiritual warfare that I'm on, understand that the magic affects presidents, the magic affects countries, the magic affects delegates, the magic affects politics, media, education, business, military, medicine, banking, religion, black market, stock market. The great grand holy mother will always have her say so in any field that she wants. So understand, as a black man, you have to be unapologetically black. Understand, as a black man, you're going to have to unplug from the matrix that the white power structure has washed your mind into when it comes to you just obeying whatever these Caucasians tell you. But at the same time, we're gonna have to develop our own infrastructure. We're gonna have to develop our own currencies, or we're gonna have to develop our own ways of barter and trading. We're gonna have to do something that's of our own. And that's why I come in at when it comes to discipline yourself, getting yourself ready, getting yourself healthy, getting yourself magically adept, just becoming self-aware, and not just a self-aware, matrix aware. How many of you are actually aware of the matrix itself? So a lot of y'all not even aware of the matrix itself to even discuss on what it takes for you to break free from the matrix. Nigga, you gotta break free from the mental matrix that has been placed upon your own mind. You gotta stop being addicted to white folk. Yeah, I can say that freely, easily, in front of white people. Black people, you have to stop being addicted to white people. You have to stop being addicted to white substances, period. White flour, white sugar, white salt, you name it, white rice, uh, you know, what? Go read the book, The Three White Poisons. That's where I get that from, man. Go read the book, The Three White Poisons. Go also read the book, Drugs Masquerading as Foods. And you'll see aspartame, that's white. Cocaine, that's white. All poisonous. In the actual ancient magical realm, you know that white always represented death. This is why they tell you to wear white at your wedding, because this is and when you wear white at your wedding, you're dooming your wedding to death, because in actuality, that's what the occultic uh, symbol for white is, death. And nigga don't know, black actually meant and means life. But people don't understand the dynamics of the esoteric. And so therefore, since you don't understand the dynamics of the esoteric, a lot of things in the matrix just go completely over your head. But as we get into it, man, yeah, I want to talk about this thing that's going on with this administration and its exposure of fraud, because ever since they came into the game in January, their main thing has been exposing the fraud. And now the Epstein files thing came out, and that's a doozy, and everybody talking about that. But let me go and check in the studio and see, because it's 6:59 and it's getting cold. It's getting, man, we had a warm Christmas. It's getting cold everywhere else, and we had a warm Christmas. It was 78 degrees for 75 degrees for Christmas. That's crazy. In Atlanta, winter, dead of winter, 78 degrees. Uh, we about to invite the brother Charles, and he's in he's in the studio. We about to invite him to the stage. To the stage. What it do, what it does, what it is,
Hey,
what it
hey,
was.
what's going on, man? Appreciate you. Thanks for having me
What's
back.
going on? What's going on,
Man,
brother
I can't
Charles? I don't know
complain.
if you've been paying attention or not, but you know, Minnesota, man. I don't know what's going. Can you do you know anything, or have you heard anything about Minnesota as it pertains to when we were as black people trying to gain civil rights, or we were at black people trying to gain a foothold in this economy? Um, do were there any black kind of civil rights things going on in Minnesota?
Not that I'm aware of, not until you bringing it up now.
Okay, because you know, I'm just trying to figure out how these people been getting away with it for so long.
What do you mean
And
getting away? What are you talking about?
so in Minnesota, so there's this viral thing going around. This kid has exposed the state of Minnesota. Governor Tim Walz and and Ellison has been exposed. How? Because the state has over 1,000 Somalian businesses that aren't real businesses, and the Somalian it's called a Somalian fraud ring that's
What?
going on. And this Somalian fraud ring, basically, in long story short, is basically a bunch of rich people in Minnesota, and a bunch of rich people in the government of Minnesota, including the governor Tim Walz and his administration in Minnesota, are basically have a whole bunch of fake daycares. And these fake daycares, each daycare generates at least $1 million or $2 per month, per year, right? $1 million or $2 per year. Now, there are over 1,020 of these daycares, fake daycares, buildings. They're literally buildings, and you go to the building, it look like a daycare. You go to the daycare, it ain't open. But on record, they're receiving government funding for
For how
having 80
long?
children,
For
100
how
children
long?
per daycare.
For how long they been getting away with that stunt?
10 years.
Oh shit! Why the hell
And that,
they ass ain't locked up?
this is what we're asking. And so yesterday we did a live stream about it, and my audience already know. You know what I'm saying? I'll be petitioning Donald Trump, and I said, Trump, you better take ICE and go start arresting them and locking their butt up. And today, a few hours ago, they're in Minnesota locking the Somalians up.
Good.
Right.
Good.
But I wanted to get your opinion on you know, how is something like this even possible, and why is something like this right now coming to the light?
Mm-hmm. Based on my brief listening to that for 4 minutes or so, they're able to get away with that because someone is facilitating and enabling this. All right. First of all, the only reason they're getting away with it is because they're lining somebody else's pocket up. You can best believe they ain't gonna let no niggas pull a stunt like that for a decade. Unless they lining somebody else's pocket up.
A decade, now, man.
Yeah, and we talking about people that are not even of America. So that right there in itself tells me that someone else is facilitating and enabling this. And I ain't even heard nothing about it for about 4 minutes. Two, in order for that to continue going, they would have had to have gone through at least President Trump's first presidency, and then secondly, part of President Biden's presidency. So they knew.
And
now I give
President
Trump. I cut President Trump some slack. Maybe he didn't know because he was a newcomer. He was the freshman president at that time. But you could best believe Obama. And I ain't gonna say
I'm about to say, when I hear the word Somalian, the immediately thing I think of is Obama, because isn't he the president of known to having African ties?
Yeah, but I thought that was in Kenya. I thought his dad was from Kenya.
Yeah, I know his dad. I know his dad was from Kenya. But if you research Obama and his connection to Somalia, he has ties and connections to Somalia as well. As it has also been alleged that he funnels money through Somalia, and Somalia has been getting away for a long time on the grand global scale of fraudulent activity in America. I feel like America was broke and about to crack, and it was about to just bust, and they said at the last minute, hey, we gotta lay up there and
but bro, we gotta ask ourselves, whose pockets are they lining up? That's a long time, a decade. They lining somebody's pockets up, man.
Well, let's analyze the major pockets that's in Minnesota. And according to ChatGPT, Minnesota has 5 billionaires and over 1,000 multi-millionaires. Multi-millionaire means they got $10 million or better.
Who are they? Black or white or Somali? What are they?
Oh, so the majority of them are Caucasian.
Oh, well, there you go. Lock their ass up. All of them need to be locked up.
I was telling Donald Trump on the stream, Donald Trump, you're gonna have to arrest some of your friends, bro. Some of your friends are gonna have to go on the chopping block. Some of your billionaire buddies and your multi-millionaire buddies are gonna have to go on the chopping block, buddy. Look, you arresting illegal immigrants isn't going to solve the band-aid, because who let the illegal immigrants in? America. You arresting illegal immigrants ain't going to solve the problem. No, you're going to have to put some of your Caucasian rich friends in jail, buddy.
Well, let's just, as always, we're going to always keep it 1,001%.
Okay.
You could best believe, but you could best believe if they're going to say something like, okay, well, Trump, I'm sorry, I did my thing, but sir, I want to offer you $10 million. I'm sure President Trump is going to find a way to pardon them, but they still got to cut the bullshit out.
Yes,
Still gotta
because
cut
at the
it out.
end of the day, he is a businessman.
Yeah. Now,
Well, they better come
would
up
he
off
be
that
wrong?
10 million.
Would it be wrong for accepting that? Hell no. That's
Well,
$10
remember,
million.
It is estimated 18 billion. This scam that the Somalians has ran up a bag of about $18 billion.
Damn.
So
So
start
that
with them
means
$10 million
is that federal aid or is that state aid?
state aid, man.
Oh,
Governor,
that's even
state
worse.
aid.
That's even worse.
It's not federal funding, it's state funding.
Oh, that's even worse.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. It ain't the federal government that's giving it to them.
So who polices? Well, they the only ones that police themselves. The state.
Man,
Yeah. So the Fed. Yeah. Now
the
I
feds
can
had to
see.
step in.
Yeah. Now I can see. Now I'm thinking the first thing that goes back to my mind is back during the Civil War days. Back in what was it, the 1800s?
Yeah, what happened then?
Well, I don't really know what's happening. The first thing that goes in my mind is how we had down south. They were doing, I think what it was slave labor, and they were getting paid for it. But the federal government told them to stop. They kept doing it for years, for decades, and somebody said enough is enough. And I think that somebody was Lincoln, and so then that's when he went down there and regulated, and that's when the Confederate got beat up. And that's when the Union took over everything. In this turn, I think it's going to be the other way around. I think it's going to be President Trump is going to have to go regulate all these corrupt states. And now it's going to be the Republicans taking over. That's what I think.
He's already started in Washington, D.C., man. They said people were scared to walk the streets in Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
Trump came in, and now people are, and now the crime has gone down by like 30, 40, 50%.
Right. And so the problem, man, that's I'm not by any means a history buff like that, but I love history, but I know I may not have articulated it in a fashion that's probably 100% accuracy, but I think I'm probably in the 75 is 80% accuracy around with the Civil War stuff. But as far as that DC thing, I mean to cut you off. Sorry, as far as that DC thing, look, man, the other administrations did nothing. Right, you're talking all that talk. You didn't do anything yet. You're getting funding. President Trump comes in there. He tries to work with them. They didn't do it, so he had no choice but to get National Guard up there.
So the white dude just said that. The white dude just said that this young kid in the Trump administration has done for Minnesota in 7 months what the Biden and the rest of the administration couldn't do for 10 whole years. So if you're running a 10-year scam, right, with illegal immigrants, right, the first thing I'm looking at with an edgy mind is I'm looking at who are the richest people in this state, because these are the people that we got to investigate, because can't that big of a ring be ran?
Right.
Unless the people with the money know about it.
Right.
You can't tell me you got 5 billionaires and over 1,000 multimillionaires in one state, and they're running this big of a $1 billion scheme out of the state, and y'all don't know about it. That's impossible.
And moreover, them checks got to get cashed.
Them checks got to get cashed.
Right. And so then when you talk about the Federal Reserve. Now you do know that the federal. Well, you may. I don't know, because I didn't know. But the only entity that's not governed by the government or that's held accountable by the government is the Federal Reserve. Did you know that?
Yes.
All right. So what does that mean? That's a private entity.
It's a private entity.
So that means
is this why the
them.
IRS and the private entities are being systematically raided by the FBI through the Trump administration?
Boom. So they know about that, because whenever you cash a check, you know how you got to wait sometimes, and wait 3 to 5 days to get it cleared. It's called a clearinghouse. And who's the clearinghouse? The Federal Reserve. So then they knew. No motherfuckers knew. Yeah. Come on, man. You getting a check for 10 years? You didn't see that check? Come on, man. They knew. Years. You knew.
10 years. And it is from the taxpayer dollars. So we know that you guys are the ones paying taxes, you rich people. So
the thing that gets me is, how come I ain't heard about this until today? Okay, maybe it ain't my business, my concern,
Well,
because
my
I'm in
thing is
Virginia
this:
and I ain't supposed to
not
know.
only how come we haven't heard of this until today,
Yeah.
but why isn't it? So, do you think it's a coincidence that Trump's bloodline of family is the only bloodline that never owned any slaves?
I didn't know that.
If you go and look, every single president, their forefathers owned slaves. Trump is the only president whose forefathers never owned slaves.
But isn't Trump of the German bloodline?
Um, if I if I'm not mistaken, yes. And if we're gonna talk about that bloodline, we already see, boom. Uh, so my thing has always been telling the people and preaching to the people, hey man, notice the white wars that are going in front of your face too. Don't become a pawn or a bishop or a rook or a knight or a king or a queen in a white war, because at the end of the day you're gonna get sacrificed.
Yeah.
And it's best for you as black people to become empowered. This is why I linked up with Seiko Varner in the first place with our black empowerment. I love his our black empowerment movement, and I always wanted to big up black men who are about empowering the black community and not tearing the black community down. And when I was coming up, I remember Trump used to be with the NAACP, Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton, all of the pioneers, and all of the pioneers had something good to say about Trump because he always put his money where his mouth was.
Yeah, we had that. We talked about that last. So that's horrible, man.
So,
10 years.
well, think about it. If in the early 1990s Trump was messing with these people then, and now they're exposing the people now, this is a saving face type of tactic. So saving face means this: we all been doing the dirt now. We all been doing the do. But they've been doing a little bit more dirt than us, though. They've been getting away. Like, we do dirt. No, we ain't gonna lie, we do
Oh,
dirt.
I just thought about something. Wasn't he the vice president for the candidate for Kamala Harris?
Who?
The governor for Minnesota.
Tim Walz?
Yeah.
Okay then.
Oh
Stop
my
playing.
God. See.
Stop playing.
Hey, look, you Google it.
Stop playing. Wait a minute. And this is the thing. You think, boy, if Kamala and him would have gotten to office, oh my goodness, it'll be World War III for real out here. It'll really look like the movies really out here. You know? So 10 years running schemes, and this is the thing I want to ask you.
Yo.
You know, we see other people from other countries come here all the time and get shot up the ladder faster than the people who are here. You know, the middle class, whatever you want to call the class. Can A lot of young people ask me, how is that possible? I want to, coming from your wisdom and your knowledge, how is such a thing possible that every single race outside of America can come to America and easily run up and open a gas station, easily run up and open a corner store, easily run up and open some type of a business and get all kind of federal grants, fundings, and all of the things like you see going on right now. And but the people that are here that has been putting their skin into the game, into the American economy game, they're not considered for these type of grants. They're not considered for these type of loans. But hey, we'll take these black people from this other landmass and do it though. What's
Right.
that about?
So what that is taken away from what's called the FBA, which is the Foundational Black Americans. All
Okay.
right. So what they do is they get this control group, they get this group. Let's just say they get somebody from, I don't know, one of those from China. Want to start one of those, most of those grocery stores, grocery mart stores are like Korean owned, Asian owned, right?
Right.
So they come in under the guise of minority, and they're already easy to control because they're considered to be the model minority.
Mm.
They're not gonna do a lot of talking about. They ain't gonna do a lot of trying to stand the ground for doing what's right. They're gonna take in there whatever type of treatment they can get, because they just happen to be in America for the most part. But they don't mind, kissing ass or being just being controlled. They're easy to control. That's what I see from them. They're easy to be manipulated, right? You ain't doing that to somebody that has a strong sense of integrity or some type of moral compass about themselves.
Right.
Because for one, they're gonna call you out on your bullshit. And for two, they're gonna be complacent with just we're not gonna say complacent. They're gonna be happy with just being able to be themselves. They ain't gotta have a lot of money. Just continue to be on broke. But the common denominator with this, how it's happening, bro, is their programs. So their grants, small business grants and so on. Right? These are all programs that have to always consistently be funded. And see, what happens is, if these programs can't be funded, what happens when Congress goes to, how you always hear about the shutdown of the government?
Yeah.
All right. What happens is, every time that date comes around, when they got to renew the funding for the year, fiscal year, it's October 1st. It's either October. It's October 30th. So October 31st of every year. Or it's either October 31st or October 1st, the end of the fiscal year. Anyway, one of those days, they have to have exhausted all that funding. And if they don't exhaust all that funding, then what's going to happen is, the next year come along, they're going to say, well, oh, shit, we see you had an extra $2 million. You didn't use it. So they're just really carelessly spending it. But then what that does is, they're taking the money away out of the Black community. That's really the other part of the equation. You're taking money out, because if these communities, like with these market, these stores, right, they're unable to get the loans. Right. So if you're unable to get a loan, you can't start a business. So who's able to get the loans? People other than Black people.
Right.
And what that does is, that takes money out of that keeps the money from flowing in the Black community. It can't be funneled back in. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
You got to be able to.
So this is why that statistic of the Black dollar leaving the Black dollar, how long it stays in the community.
Boom. It all starts at the most common denominator. You got to go somewhere to spend your money. Okay, let me tell you, I love me some Costco's.
Some what?
Costco's. I love going to Costco's.
Okay.
All right. And the only reason I go to Costco's is because I know I'm gonna get 1% back from the purchase that I make at the end of the year. I mean, so basically I'm paying myself to go to Costco. It ain't much, but the whole fact of knowing I'm gonna get paid something back, at least to pay my membership back, means a lot to me. All right. If you take that same psychology, just imagine taking that same 1%. Imagine every Black person going to the Black community and spending just 1% of their bi-weekly paycheck. We'd be richer than Jews.
Hey.
That ain't even a lot. Let's just say that's $20.
So what?
If every Black person, how many Black people is in America? How many Black? What is it? 48 million.
But why, in your opinion? Why, in your opinion? I'm just gonna ask the age-old question: why can't Black people just get their shit together, man?
Because we're afraid, man. We're afraid to come out of that. We're afraid of losing that check, man. We're afraid of that sacrifice, man. Let's be real.
Let's be
real.
We're afraid to what?
You ain't gonna, if you got a mortgage to pay.
We're afraid to what?
You afraid you ain't gonna get that check. You afraid you're gonna get fired. Come on, man. Let's be real. Damn well you ain't gonna act out because you need to pay that mortgage on time. You need to send your child to college. You got to, and that's enough right there. That's the weapon right there. Right? And so when you got that weapon, that's going to prevent you from acting out a certain way to correct piss poor behavior. That's just what it is. You've enabled, when I say you've, the system has enabled you to be complacent with your job. You don't want to leave because damn well if you leave, for the third time I'm saying this, damn well if you leave, how the fuck you gonna pay them bills?
Hey, bro.
And they know that. So they're gonna continue to call you niggas, continue to treat you like shit, continue to make you go through hell because ain't a goddamn thing you're gonna do about it, nigga.
Right.
Fuck you gonna do? Not a goddamn thing, but take it.
But
Let's be real.
so I'm all right. So where does that leave us? Like, so all right, from your professional opinion, you know what I mean? What do you see happening for the Black community? Are we going to wake up from this slumber, or are we doomed to just be in this cycle of self-perpetuating self-destruction, man? What's going on?
Man, Black folks, man, we need some heartache and pain, man. Everybody too comfortable, man.
Ooh, wait.
Everybody too goddamn comfortable, man.
You don't think Black folk done had enough? A lot of
You
people
need
gonna
more,
say
guy.
this.
You need
Wait,
to, you
but
need
a lot
more.
of people gonna say this. A lot of people gonna say this. You don't think Black folk done had too much heartache and pain?
Okay. Now let me roll that back. Let me retract. I don't usually retract my statements. All right, but I will retract that one because that deserves more.
You don't think we deserve some peace after these 400 years of slavery in this white man land? When he the king, turned us into slaves. We ain't laying on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock later on us. What you talking about? How much more suffering and pain do we need?
Yeah, I'm gonna retract. Like I said, I don't usually retract anything. I mean every goddamn word I say. But as far as that, I can understand how that needs to be retracted. All right. When I'm saying pain, I'm gonna give you a great example.
Okay.
Okay, you know I do IT.
Right.
All right. And so there was a time in which I did, IT. I like, man, I'm so sick of this goddamn IT cutthroat people. Like, I was the only Black. I did start IT back about 93. And so it wasn't very many Black people doing the IT thing, especially during the internet back in 93, 94. So I was always the only Black person there. And me coupled with my personality, I would often probably get fired or curse a motherfucker or put hands on somebody and lose my job. Right? Because I just had a very low tolerance for bullshit. But anyway, so that coupled with me knowing that, I feel like I'm pretty intelligent. It wouldn't take long for you if you did some dumb shit. It's not going to take a day. It's probably going to be minutes that you hear about it from me. Right? And I just got sick of that shit, man. I said, you know what? I'm sick of this, man. I'm going to go cut me some grass. So I started doing landscape. Man, do you know I made more money doing landscape, and it was hot as shit, man. This was the middle of July. I made more money doing landscape than I did IT. And what that told me, I learned so much about myself. What that told me is I'm willing to do whatever it takes to continue to provide for my family. All right. So then I said, okay, all right. I'm chilling. Then out the blue, I got a call from this IT recruiter. Hey, Mr. Harrison, we want to bring you up. Blah, 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 blah. I took the job, made even more money than the one job before that I got fired from. Right. And I said, you know what, man? I'm going to keep doing this landscape. And I did that for 7 years. I did it from 2014 to 2021. 4 years. So who the fuck works a job making six-figure income? All right. And still go out there cutting grass in the hot ass sun for 7 years. And got to deal with tracking people down to get the payment. Who? Me. So when I say you needed some heartache and pain, that's what I'm talking about. I should have said more like, you sleep when you die, nigga. All right. You sleep when you die. You need your ass need to be. I'm not saying be unrealistic. You're working 24 hours.
No.
You need to always be working 7 days a week. You need to be. When I say heartache and pain,
so on the channel, you said no days off.
Yeah. And
no
you
days
need
off.
to stay there. But you need to stay there forever. And ain't no okay. Right. So all the energy that I spent with cutting grass, that energy had to go to somewhere, right? And so that energy went to doing this YouTube stuff. I started that in 2021.
Right.
All right. So do I have to do it? No, but I like to do it. For me, man, I gotta love what I'm doing. If I ain't loving it, I ain't doing it because it ain't gonna. Right. I feel like if you gonna give me your energy, I feel like I deserve to give you 1,000% of me. It's like if I'm gonna give my energy to you, MAGUS, I'm feeling like, man, I want 1,000% from you. And if I ain't getting that reciprocation, it's a problem because that's telling me you don't value my time.
Right.
And you take a time away that I could be spending with my family or my dog. So that's just what I meant. I know I had to clean that up.
Yeah, no worries.
But a lot of these problems black folks got is self-inflicted.
And so the self-inflicted wounds,
Yeah.
right? The wounds of self-sabotage, right?
Mm-hmm.
What are some of the tactics or some of the ways, that IT can help us with that? You know what I mean? Because I know one of the big self-inflicted wound in the black community that I've encountered has been a lot of black folk ain't too tech savvy.
Right.
A lot of black folk ain't too, up on what's going on with technology, while these other ethnicities, these other individuals are running it up and turning themselves into the next future 100,000aires, millionaires, and multimillionaires and billionaires with this up jump in tech. What made you get into, IT?
Mm-hmm. It's an interesting story. So when I graduated from high school, I wanted to be a pilot. Right. But I couldn't because I was too big. They said, Mr. Harris, if you don't lose 50 pounds by the time of this next class, you just can't do it. So I had to go to the next best thing, which was avionics. So I did, communication maintenance technician, fixing the instruments of the plane. And so I said, man, I don't want to be no damn plane. This tight ass plane. So that's when I said, I'm gonna be a programmer. I want to be the guy that makes the stuff that goes in the program and doing the software. And so I say all that to say that's how I got started. But as far as what made me, man, was because I'd have to say, man, back in 1981, my daddy bought me a Tandy TRS-80 computer. I'll never forget. From Radio Shack.
Wow.
Yeah, man. And I never forget, man. I was in class, man. I was the only black in the class with all these little white boys. I had to been 8 years old.
Right.
And I'm in a computer class at Radio Shack. You remember Radio Shack?
Yes, sir.
All right. I had me a Tandy TRS-80. Working on and then
got my first walkie-talkie from Radio Shack. Don't play, man.
Yeah. And man, bro, all I can remember, man, to this day, man, is how I'm sitting there sad and pouting because I couldn't play. And I'm asking the man why I couldn't play. And these damn white boys were sitting there playing the damn game for at least 3-4 hours. And I'm sitting there struggling with my ragged little piece of equipment. That was enough right there to make me feel like, damn, what are these white boys doing that's so important that I can't do it? And that's when I realized many years later, it was because I was black. But then too, that's when I realized, what is it that's grabbing their attention? So I realized the computer thing. All right. So, and I wasn't willing to want to travel, because when that airplane stuff, you got to do a lot of traveling sometimes. I didn't want to leave. I'm a mama's boy, man. So I didn't want to leave my mama, right? So I just said, shit, I'm gonna do me some computer. I need to make people like me. I need to make, you ain't gotta like me, but you're gonna have to like me if you want your system to work. Right. And so that was enough for me to be in the field saying, hey, I would always look at this is just me, man. I would always look at who is this guy that everybody, I don't know if you ever had a white collar job, man, but it's always those group of people that people always like kind of fear, or they know not to mess with them because they got a lot of power, but they're not really a manager. I always was like, oh man. And like, if you tell me that I can't do something, or you say that's too hard for me, oh man, that's just enough for me to just prove you wrong. Right. And then what also made me, man, was back in that time, man, that was the only job back in like 1999. That was the only job that was paying 6 figures. All right. So that's what made me get into it, man, and solving complex problems and stuff like that. And I was always good at math, man. I was always good at math. I was always good with problem solving skills. But for the black community, man, you just need somebody that has fought the fight, that has been boots on ground.
Right.
All right. You need somebody that has had life experiences about the gross injustices.
So I got a question about that.
Yeah.
So a lot of times, we live in a day and we live in an era today where the person with the information and the know-how that can get it done is the person that's going to get the results, right?
Yeah.
We as a people, collectively, we have built this stereotype amongst ourselves that we're lazy, and we always trying to take the shortcut. We got horrible customer service, and we got
True.
all of these things that's attached to us. And I know a lot of it is good suffering for the bad. I know a lot of it is the good suffering for the bad, but we do have things and people in the community who have came into our community, gassed us up on a dream, and say, "Hey, man, woo-de-woo." How do we break out of that, non-researching mind? Like, 'cause it's like a lot of us are just taking things and running with it, don't research it, don't do nothing, and expect everybody to do things for us instead of become self-aware and knowing of the things that we're partaking into. You know what I mean? How, Black people is like we're the poster child for, hey, let's go run a scam on them. Let's go run a scam on them. Let's go run an experiment on them. Let's go run a project on them. And they're doing it through tech, and they're doing it because we're not tech savvy enough. They're doing it because we don't have, and a lot of times in the Black community, we don't have a lot of Black people that can actually teach us something as it pertains to how we govern ourselves in this cyber world, right? And so a lot of times you don't see a lot of Black people. You might see, I'm not saying there aren't any, but you don't see a lot of Black people in IT, right? So for you to be in, and I know being in IT, you probably was surrounded by people that didn't look like you, right?
Absolutely.
And so, this is the tale of the tape of, who is winning in this, involving our minds into the technological age and being able to keep up with this technology as it transitions the world into a
Right.
whole new space of living. I always try to get Black people to, man, the ones of you who can, get connected, get tech savvy, get somebody that could teach you this tech so that you don't get left behind when this tech takes the world to the next level.
Right.
You being a tech savvy person, you being involved in IT, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you say, what would you say your skills are rated on, what you know?
Bruh, I've been in IT since 1993. So what's that? 9 plus was this 20?
And I know you make a lot of money off it because you said, they making
Damn.
6 figures a year.
34.
Making them 6 figures a year. Hey, look, so, hey, tech making 6 figures, a
Yeah,
lot of people, a
bro,
lot of people just wish they had a nice high 5 figure. But
well, let me say this, bro. Just because I was making 6 figures back then, don't make I'm making 6 figures now.
right.
Man, these people are villainous and evil, man. They don't give a shit about what your work experience is. All right, you come in there the wrong day with the wrong color shirt or the wrong color cologne. I don't like that nigga. Let me get his card. He got to go. That could happen.
Oh man, it's like that.
Man, look, Virginia is employment at will state.
Oh yeah.
Right, so you can get fired at a heart attack. So let me say this, man. On a scale of 1 to 10, but I know how to bounce back. See, I've been doing this for 34 years. I know how the enemy works. I know how the oppressor works, man. I know how to bounce back. But anyway, it ain't about how much money you make. It's about having a champion mindset and being able to bounce back, because you're gonna have some heartache and pain. It's how you recover from that heartache and pain. See, everybody can go out here and make money, all right? But can you sustain the money? Everybody can go out here and cop a Tesla, get a car, but can you sustain the Tesla? Can you continue the personal property tax? Can you buy these $1,000 tires? Everybody can cop it, but can you keep it? Yeah. Everybody can go out here and buy a house, but can you keep it? Can you sustain it? What if the hot water heater go out? You gotta have money to fix it. What if you get fired? You got to find a way. Get your ass out there, cut some grass. Go shovel some shit. You got to do what you got to do. Take care of your family. All right. So, but that's just me, man. I grew up. I was afraid. I was always afraid to lose, man, because if I lost, man, my dad would beat my ass. That's just me.
Right.
I have a high. I have a high winning ratio, man, because there's no fucking losing. I can't lose because I'd be embarrassed. And over a period of time, man, that has gotten to my psyche where the only way I could keep winning is by always working, staying 5 and 10 steps ahead of everybody, doing the shit that don't nobody else want to do. All right. But then,
let's piggyback. Let me add value to you right there on doing the
but I didn't answer your
things
question
that
though.
nobody else wants to do. I want to just quickly pick at that right there.
But I didn't answer your question. I had to say I'm on a scale of 10. I'm on probably about a bro. We a 7. Everybody learning, man. You ain't never gonna be no 10.
We ain't never gonna be no 10. Everybody learning.
You
we ain't never
always
gonna
learn.
be no 10.
And why I say that, nigga, you Googling, ain't you? So if you Googling, you a 7. If you Googling, you a 7. Now, if you ain't Googling, damn, bro, you really are smart. You a 10. You a 9 or 8. But 9 times out of 10, see, I came up when you had to literally read a book to figure stuff out.
Right.
Nowadays, if I want to say, hey, how do I set up a crypto wallet? It's going to give me X, Y, Z and tell me and give me a list of options in a matter of 2 seconds. Back then, if I wanted to even think about artificial intelligence, shit, I'm going to have to take some type of course or go to the library, at least study for at least a month. All right. So I had to say, give myself a 7, man. Maybe I'm being too tough for myself, but I had to say, I'm just being honest, man. Because, but the key to it is knowing the right questions to ask, knowing the right things to look for, man. Because it's an ocean of information out there, man.
Right.
And the last thing you want to do is get with somebody that as if they got all the answers. Because 9 times out of 10, if he got all the answers, you can best believe he stole them answers from somebody. Right. And he just not giving them their proper due. But what was you saying? You want to? We got to do the stuff we don't want to do. That's what you're gonna ask me.
Well, yeah. So
yeah,
a big part of times why I've encountered success or encountered good things in life is because I was willing to do the jobs that other people didn't want to do. You know, those little jobs that other people don't want to do, that, you know, if you do them, they'll just be like, okay, yeah, like, thank you.
Yeah, they think they're too good.
Yeah, they think they're too good or whatever like that. Or sometimes, a lot of time I'm meeting in this generation, they just ain't got no home training.
See, and when it comes to people like that, you got to learn to cut them off, man. That's what I see, man.
Wait a minute. So the people who ain't got no home training, we got to cut them off?
Either you're going to have to make that stance to decide if you want to correct them, or you don't need that type of energy, man. Why would you want to even exert or exude your energy or even expend your energy to something like that? You don't need that. Now, so the flip side to that is what you done did.
In 2026, what kind of, so can you dive into that piece of advice that you just gave right there? Like, you're gonna have to cut those energies out. But what about if those energies is our mamas? What about if those energies is our brothers? What about the energies of our sisters, our uncles, our cousins, our girls, our wives, our spouses, our whoever?
I know what you. I think you already look at my face. You could tell what I'm about to say.
What?
Fuck them. Look, they know what you're about. They know what you stand for. They know if you're a man of some principles, they should know not to be fucking with you because they already should know what type of response you're going to give them. Now, if they don't know what time it is, well, they just don't know what time it is. But this don't mean you ain't got to deal with them.
So, that fuck them button, I guess you got to press the fuck them button.
Okay. Let me be real about it. Okay, you can go along to get along. All right, but why would you? First of all, I'm too old, man. I'm 52 years old, man. I'm too old to be sitting here trying to act like I like a motherfucker that I don't like.
That ain't even old though, believe it or not.
All right, I know. I know,
That
but I
that
just,
ain't because if you were to die right now, right, they would
huh?
say he died too soon.
Perhaps.
Think about it. They say he died too soon. Ain't nobody gonna say, oh, 52. He lived his life to the fullest. Like, nobody's gonna ever say that's how you know that's young. You know what I mean? But why do we put such emphasis on age anyway?
You're right.
Is
You're
that
right. You're right. I got because I damn sure don't feel like I'm 50. I feel more like I'm probably
because
about,
you could run 3 miles and the average
yeah.
20-year-old can't run 3 miles.
Because I put my life on the line, man. I don't have no problem, man, going extreme, man. I don't have no problem going running out in the heat. Look,
Philosophy.
nigga, if I can go out there and cut grass in 110-degree heat with no sunscreen, with a hot ass coveralls for 7 years, I can do anything. If I can go crawl under crawl space and go get a dead raccoon, I can do anything. I can do anything. I mean, if I can go climb up a tall ass
For real.
100-foot tree, I'm not afraid, man. See, people don't understand, man. You know what fear is? Fear is forgetting everything is all right. Everything's gonna be all right. Half the things you fear ain't never gonna happen.
Man.
Now, I ain't
Fear is
saying you
that
gotta be
game
no
killer.
dummy. I ain't gonna say no dummy, but I live my life, man. I live a righteous, pure, I have a pure heart, man. But at the same time, I ain't no sucker. And that's why most times, man, I stay to myself because a lot of people ain't gonna be ready for my type of energy, man. That's why, my wife can't really take me
But the
nowhere
world
because
but as I've been surveying people in the game, I've been surveying people
yeah,
in the world, and that's the one thing that they're saying that is needed right now, authenticity,
that's the
right?
only way, man.
They did a study, and they said if you can Google this or we can chat GPT it or whatever, but they did a study where it shows that the strongest vibration on the face of the planet Earth is not love, it's authenticity.
Authenticity, baby.
Yeah. Y'all
And
can.
we call ourselves, I call myself a God. I hear it all the time. What do you think you're God? Yeah, nigga, I'm a God. That's
Yes,
how I
sir.
feel. And if you're
Yes.
gonna call yourself that, you need to look like one, you need to act like one, you need to treat people like you need to be
Right.
righteous.
Right.
And so
For
a
sure.
God ain't somebody that's gonna sit there, skinning and grinning and laughing at your dry ass jokes. A God is gonna sit there and try to make the most optimal amount of time out of those 86,400 seconds in a day. All right.
86,400 seconds is in a day. God, wait a minute.
Yeah. Google it.
86,400.
Look, if I ain't quantifying 86,400 seconds of the day and I ain't doing nothing constructive, it's a problem. And I live that,
86,400
man, and I'm
seconds in a
staying
day,
that
y'all.
forever, man. That's the only way black folks you ask me what I think. Black folks needs to quantify every second of the day. It's 86,400 seconds in a day.
Oh man, now you talking my language, man.
If you ain't quantifying,
Now you talking my language, man. The quantification of time. If if you aren't maximizing and completely taking advantage of every single second of the day, you are wasting time.
you wasting energy. You good for nothing. You better off letting somebody else have that energy. You may as well be
Man,
dead.
you better all let somebody else have that energy, man. A lot of people ask me, how you did it, how you da 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 da. I say, man, listen, the habits that I built and
Yep.
the plans that I did when I was in a certain state in jail, I took it home with me. I never stopped being in that jail cell of where I built my discipline, where I built my reading, where I had 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, nothing but time to myself. Listen, when you're in jail, you have the option. When you're in jail, when you're in prison, you have the option to waste time, like we were talking about, or
Yeah.
you can literally utilize every single second of those 86,400. And
I'm sorry you had to go through that, bro. But
no, man,
they
because
took
it is my
86,400
personal
seconds
belief.
of your day, man, of your life.
Listen, it is my personal belief. It is my personal belief that,
Mm.
because John the Baptist went to jail, Jesus went to jail, MLK went to jail, Malcolm went to jail. All of our greatest minds of black people that we can call and consider, great, went and did that rough side of life, and life taught them what it was like to be a gorilla getting it out the mud amongst real hounds and men, where the law of the jungle is the only thing that matters, because at the end of the day, we're nothing but biological creatures.
Yeah.
And when you're dealing in that world
Yeah.
of these biological creatures where, hunter and prey and all of these different diabolical minds are in the same vicinity,
Yeah.
it teaches you about, wow, what are the people who really own the jails? How far are their diabolical minds going? Because we the ones in here, but they the ones that were smart enough to put us in here. How far is their diabolical schemes going? Because we never put no dope in the hood. We ain't hired no cartels to put no dope in the hood. We ain't hired the CIA to come and infiltrate our sections. We ain't hired the FBI to come and COINTELPRO us. We ain't hired the sheriff to come and surveil all of our lower income neighborhoods. We didn't hire none of these white folks to do none of this stuff to us. So first and foremost, this is why I believe, getting not getting off a track, but this is why I believe that a certain laws need to be created so that black people cannot be discriminated against. Because as we stand right now, even if a black man try to go and open this, open that, even if a black man there's always going to be some other ethnic group
Right.
trying to stop them or block them from just being black and doing something positive with their life. So at the end of the day, these young people that I'm encountering, these young people that I'm, talking with, they're saying, hey, look, man, we got to do something about the mishandling,
Right.
right? This mishandling of us, of our trust, this taking our kindness for weakness, if you will. Like, we're giving you our vote, we're giving you our time, we're on this hamster wheel, and we still ain't getting nothing out of it. We
That ain't
still
gonna
not
help.
getting nothing out of it. Something got to shake, nigga. I'm gonna bake a cake, nigga. Run with all the real niggas, jack all of the fake niggas. This is an old proverb from Juvenile. You understand? But it started when we was juveniles, 15, 16, 17, slaying, no father figures. And now we're at this age where we're like, okay, the youngsters don't know nothing. Then the youngsters got elders that's competing against them. Then you got these other ethnic groups that's competing against us. So we competing against ourselves, and other ethnic groups are competing against us. And it's like, okay, the only thing I've seen that has truly made these young black men and women happy, that I've seen and I've met them, and it's like, oh, okay, is these tech savvy wealthy black people. They got some wealthy black people and some people who are really tech savvy and IT savvy, such as yourself, that was able to make a living from these areas of life. But we don't know the first thing about how to utilize and actually make money from the internet that we surf. We just surfing it, wasting time. But we could get together and make money. We can get together and pool our resources. We could get together and do all kind of things. My question to you would be, if you was the genie, right? If you was a genie and you could grant, and the black people only had one wish for black people. You had one wish for black people. What would the wish for black people be if you was if you had the genie and the genie said, Brother Charles, I'm about to do this one thing for your people. It's gonna be this one thing. You only better think about it well. You better think about it nice. I'm gonna do this one thing for your people.
Right.
What you want it to be?
First of all, bro, I'm gonna kind of evade your question, but I'm gonna say it ain't about Charles Harris, because we're gonna keep going when I'm dead and gone. It ain't about me. It's about leaving. It's about making a difference wherever you go, whatever it is you done did. So, but I will answer that question. It's more of what I would ask them to go to my website, solveray.com, become familiar with it, become a member, And this
Solveray.com. That's SOVRAY.com.
correct.
Okay.
That's all I ask, man. I want the best for my people, man. I don't want. I'm good, man. I can't complain. All right, but
Right.
it don't stop it. But there's people out there that are not good. All right, and so how we get them good is by people like me enlightening them with
Right.
what the current latest and greatest tech. That's all I know is tech, man. I'm not no rapper, man. I'm not a
Right.
construction worker, handyman guy.
So
Okay, I know
when you
some
say
landscape.
when you say all you know is tech, so basically you
All
know
I know
how
is
to
tech.
do you know how to do that stuff we be seeing on the movies and stuff.
Yeah, and if
Like
I
what
don't
kind
know, I figure it out.
like 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 what when you say tech, what
Okay,
kind of
but
what
okay, when
kind
I
of
say tech, I'm talking about right now. I'm talking about in the realms of software development. All right,
software
so
development.
for example, artificial intelligence. So all artificial intelligence is a bunch of tokens and text. All right,
Right.
and all it is basically a LLM, which is a large language model. All right, and it has
Right.
various vectorizations in it that tells you what the next word in front of the next word in front of the next word is going to be, so on and so on. It's an algorithm, if you will. All right.
Right.
And so just by virtue of me just being in the field so long, man, it just comes second nature to me. So what's going to be hard? Like if you would have come stand over my shoulder right now, look what I'm doing. I'm doing some computer program. You like, what in the hell? How do you understand this? Because I've been doing it for 34 years.
Right.
It's easy for me. I already know what's going to happen. All right. And the issue though is if it breaks, I got to be able to fix it. See, anybody can go copy and paste some code, but can you fix it when it breaks? That's where the big bucks
Mm.
come in. But to answer your question, man, with the AI, I would ask them to go there, man, because I want to help, man. It ain't about, of course, I mean, I want to be, take care of my family. Of course, I want to have the best for my family. Of course, I want wealth. Of course, I do. All right. A God should have that. All right. But if I'm doing all that and not helping the next man out, well, then that's shame on me. How you gonna call
Mm.
yourself a God when you can't even help
Right.
other people out? All right.
Right.
So and so,
Right.
right, you know what I'm saying? So I just ask you to go there, make a donation, man, and help the cause, man. Help make it better. I mean, it's only one Charles. Right now I'm working acting as a one-man band. And I'm cool with that. But man, it would be better if he could make it so much bigger, man. Why I can't be the next Google?
Right.
Why I can't be the next uh, you know, why we can't be the next Elon Musk, you
Right.
know? And
So my,
so
my question to you would be where tech wise, where do you the next 5 to 10 or however many years, where
mhm.
do you see the world going in the terms of direction of tech?
Right. So and I just did a video about that, y'all. Y'all feel free. Please go out to my website. Um, uh, it's at Salve. I mean, it's at thesovereignstandard.com. And the name of this video is I'm reading it. It's the end of LLM's why Jan LeCun left Meta. Now, this is the
Mm,
head guy
mm,
of Meta. The head guy of artificial intelligence for a
right.
multi-billion-dollar company, 11 billion, however Zuckerberg's were. This is the head guy for artificial intelligence. He started Meta. So Meta, Facebook now Meta has their own large language model. All
Mm,
right. And their large language model is called Llama. All right. So let me give you an example. So OpenAI, they own Chat GPT. Okay.
right.
Jim and Google owns Gemini.
Right.
All right. I'm saying to you, Meta, Facebook owns Llama.
Okay.
All right. This man that I created this video on, Jan LeCun,
Right.
he was responsible for creating Llama.
Mm,
I'm saying this man, as of last week, has opted to leave that position of head of artificial intelligence at Meta to start his own stuff. This is less than 2 weeks old intelligence right here.
Right.
Now, I'm always up on the latest and greatest, man. I don't try to. If it's older than 2 weeks, I don't mess with it, man. I need to stay at the tip of the spear. That's another thing.
If it's older than 2 weeks.
Yeah, you old. That's a pay period.
Yep. Oh.
That's a pay period. If you that's a
Wait
pay
minute,
period. That's a pay. Come on, if you get paid every 2 weeks, that's old shit. Okay, you doing a new week. You doing a new pay period. That's how I look at it. That's just how I look at life.
But we do live in a world where 2 weeks is actually old shit.
It is.
Man.
And so
when you live in an economy like that and you live in a world where 2 weeks is a long time in the world, you know, when you got years and years and years of experience, how do you translate that into the language of today's time where, you know, if it ain't 2 weeks old, I mean, if it's more than 2 weeks old, we don't even take a look at it.
Well, I think that's where it comes. You got to leverage technology, man. Mm-hmm. You have to leverage these various technologies because it's impossible for one to remember the rate at which technology is now, as it's compared to back in 1999, is easily over 100, man.
Right.
All right, and so it's impossible to keep up with it. But you got all these tools that will help you out. Like, for example, right. You got OneNote. You heard of Microsoft OneNote?
Yes.
You heard of Notebook LM? All right. You got all these different technologies, man, that allow you to very rapidly get up to speed on things immediately. Mm-hmm. And then, by the way, you got AI. All right. So
where's AI taking us? You know, like a lot of people on one side, they got people who are fearful of AI and saying AI is going to turn into the Terminator and do us in. And then on the other end, you're like, man, on the other end, people are like, man, you know, AI is the future and and AI is going to replace all of our jobs and we're going to have to find something else to do. You know,
well,
what do you see AI? What do you see for our future with AI?
That's only going to happen if you put that if you allow that type of technology to be in the hands of people that are insidious.
So do you think Elon is insidious, or you think he has the right? He do you think? Well, obviously he got to be the right guy for something because the universe is allowing him to build rockets and all this good stuff, and so I'm asking. Do you think Elon Musk is going to help humanity, or do you think Elon Musk is something bad for humanity?
Ain't for me to say. I don't know, man. I mean, but
because he the one that got the AI robots, right?
Right, but hold on. Let me let's go back. Elon is just the tip is just a figurehead for Tesla. He's not the one doing all these great developments and hard work, chilling. He's the one the front. The marquee flagship face for Tesla.
He the mascot.
Yeah. I mean, you got all these other engineers that are geniuses, man, that are significantly more smarter than Elon.
Right.
I mean, so he's just, made him sign a non-disclosure and he gets the credit. I mean, that's just what it is. You can't be mad at him. This is like me. I think that I'm, pretty decent, intelligent. But when I make it, I'm not gonna be the smart no more. I'm gonna be out chilling, drinking a pina colada. Right. But them checks better still keep coming in.
Right.
Right. So I say I had to say, I don't know. I had to say based on, I don't know, man. Elon, I like Elon. But I just feel like he's numb to the average man's plight. What I mean by that. First of all, this man comes from South Africa, where he had a black mammy, black house, black. He was there during the apartheid time. You know that?
And he had a black mammy.
He had a black mammy. I'm sure he called black niggas like it won't shit back then. Probably still do now. Let's be real. Come on, man. We being real. We being authentic. All right. And
All right,
so,
all right, yeah. So you think Elon? You think if he didn't, at least he grew up seeing it.
of course, he did. I mean, look at how his father behaves. You
But
see
Elon,
how
hold
his
on,
father.
Elon's pops was a degenerate or something? Or I
No,
don't know
I mean
about
he
Elon's.
doesn't talk very highly of blacks.
Mm.
All right, not that I've seen nowhere.
Because
But
the
let's
reason why
leave.
I'm asking you this is because he's the one that's going around preaching that the European race and the Caucasian races are at a decline, and we need to and the world needs to
Yeah,
do something to preserve
but it's
white
the
life.
truth. It's the truth. He's
Um,
not. He's
but
doing.
do you think?
He,
But do you think a lot of it is because people like him who are Caucasian and actually are against black people on a lot of levels? Do you think this is the fallout from that, or like what could make
it's
these
called
people get?
fear, man. Fear of losing power.
Mm,
All right. They're
mm.
afraid that once black people get this knowledge and they have knowledge of self, that they're afraid that what happened to black folks could happen to them.
That could
And
never be,
then
because knowledge of self mean you. Yeah, I understand it. Yeah, go ahead.
and then that coupled with their races diminishing, they double whammy. So
Yeah.
now they got to worry about how their ancestors treated us. And then they're already dwindling down with their numbers.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What the what's called mortality rate.
The
And then
replacement rate.
yeah, the replacement rate. Yeah. The replacement, right? And so, but I will say this, bro, they already got robots that can do dance moves. You know that?
Yeah. So my question was, do you think that the things that we're seeing in these movie scripts are
Mhm.
going to be a reality soon? Because
Absolutely.
we seen the
You're gonna see
robotic concept.
robots kicking in. You're gonna see the same way you can go out and buy you know how you see in the movies they have all these warlords going out buying all these bad weapons, whatever, stuff like that. It's gonna be the same way you're gonna be able to go build yourself a robot and do all
Somebody
these.
had told me that. Somebody told me that the way we buy cars right now is the way we're going to be buying robots soon.
Oh yeah. And now that's the first time I heard that, but it makes sense. I wouldn't doubt it.
Like the same way you go register and get for a car, you got to do
Yeah.
that for a robot, because the robot gonna be costing like as much as a car, like 20, 30,000, and you can
Oh
get
yeah.
your robot, and it's
Oh
gonna,
yeah.
it's gonna basically remove all of the current day what we call human labor in the current day. So my question is, how long do you think something like that? If it's 2025 right now, when do you see the average human being being able to have a robot?
Right now.
Yeah, they got the rich ones. They got them right now. Yeah, you right. Matter of fact, if we watch Rocky Balboa in the movie Rocky, Rocky's son had a robot way back in the 80s.
Oh wow. She said
Go back
Rocky
and look at that
Balboa.
movie with Rocky, man. Rocky's son, I think it's Rocky Part Two. He had blew up, and it's Part Two. And Rocky had the big old mansion, and he had a robot bringing him some eggs, Benedict, and orange juice and stuff, and it was rolling on wheels. So now they've been painting that. They've been giving us the prophetic vision of, hey, the world about to be with these robots, the world about to be with this AI. Um,
Let me just say this.
What's the
What do
what's
you
the what's the
think?
what's the cons of what are the cons of AI?
Retaliation, iRobot type of stuff.
That's the
What
con.
if a robot gets
So hold on, you
infected
think
with a
that's really
virus or something?
possible? You
Huh?
think that's really possible?
Of course.
So hold on, you think that the robots are going to be the future, but at the same time, you also saying that, hey, look, be careful in this future, because them same robots that we give that to, they can actually go with their move on us.
And look, can a Tesla drive itself right now?
Yes.
Can it drive itself in the dark right now?
Yeah. Man,
Yeah.
I got
So,
I got a
but
2025 Toyota hybrid in the drive itself, bro. So I know for a fact.
bro, I have
I
a
know for a
Tesla,
fact. I be on the road and I be putting it in cruise control so it could drive itself. Cause I love so
bro. I'm saying, let me go back.
Man, that's crazy.
The moment in which people think LLMs are crazy right now, they think Chat GPT. I say Chat GPT because that's the one everybody knows
I
about.
love ChatGPT. Don't do me that. Don't do me
No,
that.
no, no, no. But I'm saying to you, what if I told you that there was going to be something 400 times better than Chat GPT?
Listen, if
What if
it's
I told
400
you?
times, if it's 400 times better than ChatGPT, that that's
Let me
like,
ask you this: what would you do if I told you that Chat GPT is allowed to think before it acts? So, say you give it a problem, it's going to think about that problem, and then it's going to act upon it. So
okay.
you're going to ask it something. It's going to think about the best course of action, and then it's going to act. I know you're going to say, "Well, it's doing that now." No,
I got ChatGPT. You is there anything that you think we should ask it?
no, not really. I mean, I
Okay.
guess because I'm not prepared to really try to make a point. But the point I'm trying to make is
No, I
if
was just talking about like on some random. Hey, you know,
all right.
you
Well,
never
I'm
know what it
saying like
might tell
this.
us.
So imagine this. Right now, the whole context of what we're doing right now is what we're talking, we're dialoguing, I'm talking, right? I'm
Building,
looking
we
at you.
building, man.
We building. We building. I'm talking, we building. I'm looking at this the camera. You looking at me. All right. But from the perspective of how am I able to say that, bro? I'm able to say that what we're doing is because I'm what? I'm looking at you and I just articulated what it is that what we're doing, correct?
Correct.
I'm saying to you, imagine just a camera imagine a camera right here behind my head, just looking at everything we're doing and articulating that live time in words and
Right.
acting upon that.
Right.
Imagine that. So that basically means, so let's say I had a camera on top of my head and I decided to go downstairs and go give my wife a hug and kiss. So as I'm going downstairs and his brain is thinking, okay, Charles is walking downstairs. He's looking down at his feet to make sure he's not going to trip. He's looking down. Okay, Charles turned into the family room. Charles looks at woman. Oh, Charles looks at his wife and he gives her a hug. Charles stands back up and goes to the refrigerator and grabs a bottle of water. Just imagine that. No, I'm serious. That's what I'm talking about. That's what this VL JEPA revolution is all about. That's the new technology. That in and of itself, that whole notion and context of what I just spoke of is a new paradigm shift for artificial intelligence.
They got that. They got that. So I don't know if you ever seen it or not, but they got this TV show called on Netflix called Black Mirror. And that scenario you talking about is an actual episode on Black Mirror where the technology. So everybody has the technology inside of their eye, and basically the AI is able to just scan everything and feed it into their minds, and they're able to react in real time. So for instance, they'll look at this, oh, that's a light switch, and in the little AI AI eye thing, it'll be like, oh, it was made by this company, it costs this much. If you want one, click on this right now and you can buy one for your house. You know what I'm saying? And everywhere it go, it analyze people and it'd be like, oh, this person is such and such from this block, and it's gonna have all the address and everything on it. And everybody, nothing is gonna be a secret anymore. It's like AI that lived there and flooded the whole system with everybody's information, and everybody gonna have access to everything.
Bro, I'm saying that we're already there. Let me say this.
Stop playing. Wait.
I'm saying
wait. How we already there? Wait. How we
bro, you
already
gotta look at the
there?
video. I just put out a video today. It's called "The End of LLMs: Why Jan LeCun Left Meta for VL JAPA Revolution. LLMs Think Before They Act." This video was pushed out by me about 11 hours ago. All right. And so I'm saying we already there. And now we got President Trump, who has put in place a new artificial intelligence act to help ensure that the United States of America is going to be the leader of all artificial intelligence. All right. So we already there, man. It's just more we had certain policies that were in place that prevented us from being the best that we could be. We had people that had policies like that were negating technology. Who? The Democrats.
Yes.
They were not, they were anti-crypto, the anti-AI.
And speaking of crypto, when President Trump got inaugurated, he threw a crypto ball.
Crypto ball. Yeah. So I mean, you and I both know, man. It's all about the policies, man.
Well, next time when you come on,
Yeah.
you know, the next live gonna be, you know, the pros and cons of crypto, and I want you to break that down for us and
Oh, no doubt.
and put it down for us and let us know, you know, what's the pros and cons of crypto, what we need to be doing, how we need to be doing, and how, you know, and how you come into that equation, you know, because I found that funny because the same dude, because Snoop Dogg was against Trump the whole time, and then he got inaugurated and threw the crypto ball, and Snoop Dogg was the DJ at the
Man,
crypto
he's a
ball.
puppet, man.
And
He's
and
an
you know
Uncle
Snoop
Tom,
Dogg is a
man.
Crip, and you know Snoop Dogg is a Crip, and is a Crip at the crypto ball, and so
Oh, okay.
and Donald Trump got this thing, and Donald Trump got this thing where he's like about to dump a lot of his energy into crypto, and making sure United States is completely 100% crypto dominant. You know, and when you, as soon as I hear crypto, the first thing I think about is tech, IT. That's like some computer shit. You know,
Bruh.
you the guy. You know, that's your area. You know. I told you my area is magic. I do magic spells, and my magic spells get people money, and they get people all kind of good things. And you know, my audience
Hey,
already know that.
hey,
But
look, bro.
you got
Hey, look,
IT.
I want
You the
to.
IT man. You the dude on the TV. You the dude on the movie that's able to get on the computer and do the little. You know what I'm saying?
Well, no, I ain't. You know, I ain't gonna say I'm that guy that could go to. I know. I like to work easy, man. I've learned in my 34 years of doing this, man. Being typing on fast and that's not impressing me. What impresses me is when I say work, it works. It ain't gonna be a lot of old labor. Nothing. Yeah. It's just I would say you saw that, right? It ain't gonna be no see all this right here. That's in the background. You would have need to have done all this right here before you could do this.
Right.
All right.
Right.
So, but I get what you're saying. Look,
Yeah.
I want to share this with the users, man. I got this video. This is what I made the video, and this is going to articulate what it is that I'm talking about. You remember you asked me, is it already there? It's already there. I'm gonna show you. Can I share this with you?
How you
I think it's I see present right here.
present? Hold on.
Share screen. Let's see it.
So hold on.
Let's see it. Hold on.
Share screen. I think that's what your iPhone or something.
There you go. Right here.
Can
I'm
you
gonna
see it?
share it. Can you see
All
it?
right,
Let me know when you
boom.
can see it.
Yeah. I got it right here.
You see it?
Hold on. Boom.
You ready?
Yeah, it's right there.
Hold on, here we go. Yeah, I mean, see, I live this, man. This is not, I live, sleep, and eat this, man. Watch this. Read the words and look what you're doing.
Oh, I can't see the light. You know, my light blinding me right now.
Can you see a little bit better now?
Oh no, you got to read it to me because the white light got me. I can see the glare. I can only see glare right now because that white light been in my eyes for about an hour and 30 minutes.
For real?
Yeah. We've been on for an hour. I've been on for an hour and 40 minutes, and you know this ring light. If I move, you can see this ring light right here. The ring light been in my eye, so kind of make
Oh,
it hard.
okay.
It kind of make it hard to read right now. But
Oh, okay. All right.
I had
But
to make it a solo screen in order for me to read it. But all three of us are on the screen right now.
all right. So what I'm saying is, okay. So what's going
Well,
on
hold on.
is
What does it say? What does it say?
it says query. What what is the action of the camera wearer? All right, so
Okay.
it's asking what is the camera basically doing?
Okay.
All right, and right now it's saying the camera wearer is picking up a knife. Here, go look.
Right.
Or it's picking
Oh,
up a tumbler, washing a cucumber.
oh wow.
Is washing, picks up the carrot, washes the carrot. You see that?
Yeah. It's literally logging and documenting everything that the user is doing
Right.
in real time.
Yes.
So this is basically like going to be like the new lie detector or the new law.
Yeah.
Well,
The
nothing is
camera wearer
secret no more.
picks up a
Well,
gripper.
nothing is secret no more. So you think everybody gonna have cameras in their house, and or is it just gonna be something that we naturally progress to as a society that isn't no longer lying and hiding anymore, or like what's gonna happen with that? Do you think it's because it's gonna be forced on us, or is it gonna be something that we just naturally gravitate toward?
I feel like, okay, let's think about the police for a second.
Okay.
Are we still back on camera? We back. That's
Yeah,
done, right?
you back on the
All
camera.
right. I feel like, you know how the police are forced to wear that body cam?
Body cam, yeah, yeah.
I feel like we're gonna be forced to wear a body cam at some point.
Uh,
And if you don't
I
have it
mean, because
on,
at the
if
so
you
you
don't
trying
have
to
it
tell me?
on, you're gonna get a penalty. Or
Hold on, listen. So you trying to tell me we about to be in the zone where we're gonna have to have a body cam?
gotta have body cam.
What's gonna be what's gonna be the reason, or how they
It's
gonna
gonna
make
be
us do
some
that
type
one?
of it's gonna be some type of horrendous. I feel like it's gonna be some type of action that's gonna be so bad it's gonna have to make everyone be. It's gonna be tantamount to COVID, kind of sort of.
So basically, it's gonna be
But
something that happens so drastic that
yeah,
everybody's gonna need to wear.
you ain't gonna want to be without it.
You ain't gonna want to be without. Ooh, it's
This
gonna be
just
like a
like this just like shit, man. I don't even walk out the house, man, unless I got my sidearm by me.
man. Listen, I don't even walk out the house unless I got my body cam on me. Ooh, wait a minute. See, wait.
Ain't no
But
way
listen, if
hell.
you gonna
Like
wear a
that's just
body
like
cam,
me,
the
man.
body cam
I'll
gotta be
leave the
fresh
house,
though.
man. I'll leave the house, get way to the flashlight. Shit. Oh shit. I forgot my bitch. I forgot what I say, my
Yeah, I know.
firearm, right? I'll literally turn back around and go get it. That's just how I feel naked. I will leave my cell phone home before I forget my firearm.
Man,
I
that's
mean, I
crazy.
just gotta have it. But you ain't gonna want to be
So
home.
that's
You
how
ain't
it's
gonna
gonna
want
be
to
with
be
the body
without it.
cams.
Huh?
So that's how it's gonna be with the body cams. It's gonna be like
You ain't gonna want to be without it.
so I'm because that's gonna be like the new social media basically.
Hey,
Niggas
it's
will
gonna be
because
to the
right
point
now
where
it's
you
going.
going. It's
Hey,
gonna
look
be
at
to the
me.
point where
Look
you
at me. I
gonna
got this
want people
camera. I
to
got
know
this
where you
camera
at.
on social media. I mean, the only next step is okay. Look at me. I'm wearing it. It's just everybody trying to be their own streamer.
Well, I'm saying if you in the crib, no, we cool. But I'm saying once you leave the threshold of your door and you out in the world, you're
Okay.
gonna want to have it on you.
But what about the people? But you know, a lot of people are gonna say, "Hey, shit, look at what I'm just doing normally in my crib," and people just gonna be on the internet watching other people in their crib doing nothing. Shit.
Well, you do it. We doing that. That's happening now. You just don't know.
That's what I'm
All these
saying. When that's
rain
happening,
cameras,
that what
rain.
I'm saying. All right, it's
You don't
happening
know
right
that you're
now.
not being looked at. Like right now, do you have internet security on your laptop?
Yeah.
You got like an antivirus protection on your laptop?
Mm-hmm.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
McAfee.
All right, but there's a lot of people that don't.
Right.
All right. And so what about the ring? What about that ring camera? You can't
Yeah,
install
man.
no
I'm all the way in the matrix, bro. I got the ring camera. I got the
but
motherfucking. I'm
look,
all the way in the
bro,
matrix now.
bro, bro. Look, you can't install no software, no ring camera, can you?
Nope.
And the best you can do is install some type of firmware update. But
You know
who
how
the
to do
hell
all
gonna
that, though,
go
right?
unscrew it down? Damn way you ain't gonna go out there and unscrew it and plug in a USB to try to. You ain't gonna do all that shit.
You know how to do all. I mean, no, but you know how to program that type of shit and all that. Or no?
Nah, man, I don't get into that, man. I don't
You
want
know
to, man.
how? So what part you get into how it runs and the programming of it?
I get into the program. I want to be the guy that makes it. So in your Ring app, you looking at it, you seeing the videos, you actually looking at your. Let's say you out and about, you out with your wife, you out at dinner. You know, who is that at my doorbell? You're looking at your app.
Yeah.
I'm the guy that's building your app, that's doing your
Ah.
software.
Okay. Bet. Okay.
That's where I want to be at. But what
Yeah.
I'm saying to you is
You.
this.
You are what I like to call the algorithm gods.
I try to be,
you
man.
behind the scene. You behind the scene right now. You are the computer. You are the language that the computer is speaking behind the scenes that translate all these zeros and ones into actual physical representation. So, like for
Correct.
instance, we're watching. Everybody is viewing this on YouTube, but you the guy that's able to program the computer for it to be possible anyway.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Yeah.
And
All right.
so I'm just saying, man, there's another. So when you talking about cybersecurity is the guy that's there trying to be okay. So you got a red team, you got a blue team.
Right.
Red team is the team that's trying to come break into your shit.
Right.
Blue team is the one that's trying to protect the assets from the red team from attacking. So basically, they the target, and the red team is the attackers.
Okay.
That's what it is, man. And you ain't gonna never be able to stop every little attack. There's just so many different attack vectors. There's so many different ways to skin a
So
cat.
the best, basically the best offense is a great defense. That's why cybersecurity, right? I
Yeah,
mean, security.
but
Security.
you never really can. The best thing you can do is decide how much risk you want to take. How much risk are you willing to accept? I'm willing to accept the risk of leaving my door unlocked in my garage because I don't think nobody's gonna open up my garage door and
Right.
go in my car.
Right. That's the way I live my life, man. People be locking doors behind them so much, and I be like, man, niggas is just scary, man. Like, why?
Yeah.
Why would I gotta do that?
It's all about the risk, man. You got
It's
it's
all
like
about
how
the risk.
you do stocks. It's all about how much risk you're willing to accept.
Right. Right.
That's really what the cybersecurity comes in. But
Right.
these tools that the cybersecurity people use, that's what I create.
Right.
So in a way, I guess you can say I pretty much do it all.
Yeah, I'll tell you. You call it out. The
Yeah, you
type
can't.
of person you are, I call that an algorithm guy. You're able to
Yeah.
the very technologies that we use every day but take for granted. You are the person, and you are one of the minds that are able to actually write the code that makes it possible. And that's that realm where you make your brain hurt right there. Hey, listen, man, you gotta walk us through that type of. You gotta walk us
No.
through that type of service. You gotta walk us through that type of product. You gotta
So
hold
bro,
our hand with that because
yeah.
we live in a world today that in my opinion, just being busy in what I'm doing, right? We never take into account that hey, man, you can't do everything. You can't do everything. There ain't enough time for you to do everything on your own. You're gonna have to delegate certain tasks and get help from certain experts, get help from certain people in order to make certain things happen when it comes to living now. And one of the main things
Agents.
I'm seeing black people are really gonna need to get educated into tech, man. That's
Yeah.
the one place I see when you see black people like what do the other ethnicities on the face of the planet Earth have in in an advantage in comparison to us? They're all innovating in some type of tech. You see China at the space station, and the space
Yes.
station, you see Elon building a rocket. You see this dude over here making Microsoft work. You see this dude over here, and it is all of these Caucasians making, and all of these different lighter skinned ethnicities who are making these super technological advancements while we're still worrying about P.
A Louis
Diddy,
Vuitton
man.
bag. A
We
Louis
still
Vuitton.
worrying about P. Diddy, man. And
And
so
Louis
and
or
Louis
P Diddy and some
Vuitton
baby
bag,
oil.
P. Diddy, we worrying
Or
about
some rims on your car.
with some round. We still worrying about 4G autos. We worrying about 4G autos. We worrying about all of these things that don't advance us, and it's like it's really like the good got to suffer for the bad for this one, because at the end of the day, it's those of us, it's the survival of the fittest. Who has the fittest mind? Who has the fittest body? Who has the fittest spirit, emotional soul, character, so on and so forth. So those of us who get fit in tech, man, that's going to secure your future, man. Y'all talking about this generational wealth.
Yes.
Tech is the generational wealth.
Yes.
If you, because the world is going to just do a hop, skip, and jump into that world. And they call it in the Bible, they call it the rapture. I said, no, man, that's just the technological revolution. That is human beings taking these things that we use for the mundane right now, and the same thing that we use for the mundane, we finally applied our tenacity to it and turned it into something great. And those of us who know how to use the operating systems, those of us who know how to use all of these gadgets, or know how to program all of these gadgets, or learned or did something with it, we're going to be able to tell the story later, because we're going to tell the story of how the world moved forward technologically and everybody else got left behind, and it was kind of like a rapture. It happened in a blink of an eye, you know.
But you know what I think the problem is, bro? I feel like we just don't care. When I say we, majority of black folks just don't care.
Yeah.
They don't care.
So is it because of lack of education? Because I had read somewhere where it said, education civilizes the mind. The less educated the mind, the less educated the person is, the less civilized they will be. Do you kind of find some of part of that kind of to be true?
Perhaps, but bro, I don't know. I never resonated with people like that, man. But at the same, it's tricky with me, man, because I didn't really resonate with people like that. But at the same time, like I was telling you, street dudes always tend to gravitate towards me.
Right.
Right. And so, and just by virtue of that, man, a lot of my friends were just cool as shit. But
Yeah.
I ain't gonna say
True.
street dudes, but I ain't never hang with no sucker.
Lane.
Yeah, that just
You
won't
never
me.
hang with no lane
But
niggas.
at that same time, I ain't gonna let nobody come in my energy of intelligence. And if you come fucking that up, it's
Right.
high probability that I ain't gonna fuck with you no more. And
Right.
so, but to answer the question, man, it's because they just don't know no better, man. And then the first thing you hear is, "Oh man, fuck that nigga." Just like what I just said earlier. You said, "What if you got a bad family member?" Blah blah blah.
That's
I
what
made
I'm
a
saying.
comment.
So how do we
How do you get
break
past
out
that?
that F that nigga mentality? You know what
You
I'm saying?
got
Like,
to just do nothing. You're just gonna have to learn to shut the fuck up, nod your head, and
keep it pushing.
keep pushing.
Buckle down the hatches, stay humble, keep going.
That's the best you could do. Now, if it's affecting your bottom line, then well, it got to be what it be.
Right.
But okay, what I mean by that? I mean,
Yeah,
of
I'm about to
course,
ask you.
if it's gonna affect your livelihood or your ability to provide for your family, well, that shit, you better learn how to kiss some ass.
Hey,
Hey, look
man,
at this. I mean, that
damn.
go back to
Hey,
what I said
look,
earlier in
the
the
reason why you
conversation.
saying, look, the reason why that hit hard for home for me is because I remember giving advice to people who in those situations, they were like, "Hey, man, you gotta suck it up, man, and get on the back of that garbage truck and take out that trash, man. You gotta be the trash man. Sometimes you gotta do the dirty. It's a dirty job, but somebody's gotta do it." And it goes back into what you were saying earlier about doing the jobs that nobody else want to do.
Gotta do it, and you gotta
Is
do it, and you gotta
is that
stay there
important? Is
forever.
that like necessary to
But no, you
success?
gotta do it, and you gotta stay there forever. Ain't no going back. Once you start it, you best not stop. You gonna have to,
Yeah.
because if you stop, you gonna go back to your old ways. But I'll
Oh,
tell you, they say
oh,
you do anything for 90 days, it becomes part of you.
yeah,
Once you get past that 90 days, you ain't gonna want to have no desire to stop,
yeah.
because you're gonna see what it's done for you.
It takes a season. It takes a season.
Yeah.
It takes 90 days, man. 90 degrees. That go back to that 9 we was talking about, right?
Yeah.
How that 9 is the perfect number.
9 perfect. No, anything times 9 adds up to 9.
Adds up to 9. That's crazy. That's see, man, and so I see that's the binary code shirt you got on, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I see your T-shirt. You got the binary code. I got my binary code T up on. He got the binary code on.
You
I
know
got
what
the
it means, right?
binary code on the T-shirt.
You know what
You
it means,
know,
right? You
huh?
know what it means? Well,
What do you mean?
fuck off.
That's what that mean?
Yeah, fuck off.
Shit, mine means hysteria.
Hysteria.
Yeah, mine. Yep, mine means hysteria.
Hey man, I was at the mall one day, man. I very seldom go there. And this little Mexican dude, oh dude, that's all that shirt. Where'd you get that from? My boy. I said, man, what you know about my shirt? Dude, fuck off.
Dude, fuck off. This is
He
the
said-
this is the number one. This is the number one code. So I like to call it. So in computers, y'all call this binary code, but in the magical code world, we call it trinary code. It is the
Trinary.
trinary. It is the only. It is the Trinity. It is the 3-in-1 code. Because remember in the occult world and the hidden occult world, when you're talking about these things, you're talking about shapes. So the life starts off in shapes, and so you got the circle, but
Yeah.
that circle is also able to be a O, which is a letter, and that same O is able to be a 0, which is a number. So that same shape is a shape, a letter, and a number at the same time, right? And then look at the line. The line is the most basic, if you want to be technical, the next in line after the circle when it comes to geometry. And then that line is able to be a 1, and then that 1 is able to be uh, a small L or a large capital I, and I is the ninth letter. Going back to the 9 once again, and so you see the 3 states of the 0-1, right? Of the
Right.
0-1,
Right.
and you know, and you look at everything, and they say, well, damn, man, 3 is the magic number, and you see 3, you see 3 in this, and you see 3 in that, and then 3 is the derivative of 9. And I wanted to ask you, like,
Mm.
you know, when when it comes to this game in the crypto world and in the technology world, how much of it is, a play on numbers? Like how well does a person have to know numbers in order to succeed at this game?
In the context of artificial intelligence?
Yes.
Well, it depends. Are you saying to develop it or to be a consumer of it, like
to
using
be
it?
to be a consumer of it, so that while we're consuming AI, while we're learning AI, while we know, and we're exploring AI, how do we make sure that we don't be duped? Because I be hearing about AI deep fakes, and a lot of people be coming to me about the wariness of AI. But I love AI. Me personally, I think
Well,
AI is the future. I think AI is going to build the next millionaires and billionaires of new world. I think everybody who gets in on AI right now and tech right now will be wealthy when it all hits the fan. When everybody's on it, like Bitcoin did basically. When they only had a few people on Bitcoin that knew it was gonna do what it was gonna do, and then next thing you know, now Bitcoin doing it, and it created all of these multi-millionaires and billionaires. And I feel like AI is the next thing that's going to do that. And so what to look out for when it comes to, like, what's the best AI to use,
mhm.
or do they got these AI apps that build your own apps, or how is AI evolving? Because you said we're moving from the LLM model to what again?
To the VL which is the visual language, just being able
That
to
we just witnessed just now.
well that you just witnessed, yeah.
Okay, so basically it's going to be able to say, oh, car such and such, license plate such and such just passed up the red light on Wooty Woo such and such boulevard, because they got a camera there reading that.
Oh yeah.
And it's and we've seen this on movies like uh what's that movie? Eagle, what is called Eagle something, Eagle Eye.
Eagle Eye, Eagle
Yeah,
Eye.
we see that on the movie Eagle Eye, and we see it on the movie, and they tell us this through the movies. But you know, from your personal expertise, this is the actual what's about to really happen. It's already happened, but it's about to go to that next level, that next model outside of LLM.
Yeah, and so, but just don't look at it as, well, maybe I shouldn't. That was my fault. I looked at it like that's the next best thing, which it is. But we need to look at it like in the context of they both help each other. One augments the other. So
Okay.
we're going to have this one technology that, which is the current one that we have, the Chat GPT, but you also going to have this VL, the vision language, which I just showed you, which is going to augment the Chat GPT. They're going to work both hand in hand. So when it's not just forgetting all about it, they're going to be able to work together as a one cohesive team.
Hey
Right.
man,
But as far as but what are you talking about? How the consumers, the best one, each model, each LLM, each large language model has their own unique type of flagship
programming the code, yeah.
program. Like for example, Claude, Anthropic Claude does a great job coding. Gemini does a great job with very complex tasks. Chat GPT, which is owned by OpenAI, that does a very good job just overall generalizing, summarizing things, right? You
Right.
wouldn't know that until you start using each model and seeing what its capabilities are. And then you're like, you know what? Gemini did this better
I
than.
tell people, man, we gotta integrate that AI into your life, y'all. I'm telling you, it does
Yeah, you
wonders.
gotta integrate it,
It,
man.
it it saves you so much time in a lot of areas of life.
So look, and to that point, I created this app, man. It's called Ragus.app. It's RAGAAS dot app. And so that's my artificial intelligence product. And so I have 5 software solutions already out there in production.
Okay.
All right. And so if you go to everdiligentconsulting.com, you'll see all the various solutions that I have out there. And I'm not one of those guys. I'm just going to be doing a lot of talking. You'll never really see this. This the most I've never talked in a long time in my life.
I'm glad. I'm honored, man. I
And the only
appreciate
reason
that.
I'm talking is because I love what I'm doing. I love what I do. I'm passionate about what I do.
Right.
And so thank you, man. I appreciate you saying on. And so I'm always a man of action, man. You'll very seldom, if we would ever to go hang out in the crowd, you would very seldom see me doing a lot of talking, man.
Right.
Most times I'm probably just sitting out cooling, man, drinking me some sparkling water because I don't drink. Just sitting back analyzing, man. Just looking, just being observant, right? And I feel like, man, you need to show by your actions more so than your words.
Right.
So I can't be talking this AI stuff, right? If I ain't did, man. How the youngsters like to say you ain't put in no work. How you gonna be out here saying you did this, and you know this, and you ain't developed nothing? You ain't got no products, and ain't nobody using.
I tell people, man, the fruits. You should know a tree by the fruit that it bears.
Boom. Hey, man. A while back, I talked to I had a conversation with the Most High, man. I said, Most High, how should I be judged? Most High said, you should be judged by the fruits you have bared, by the fruit your tree has bared.
Yeah.
What type of fruit have you bared?
You'll be judged by your fruits, man.
You bared rotten fruit, or you bared right, tender
That's why
sweet fruit?
that's why I'm a borderline. If you want to be technical, I'm a borderline fruitarian, man. I'm almost like I consume so much fruit in a day. It's
Really?
amazing. And I do it through the form of juice, cold pressed juicing. And I always say, man, this thing started in the garden when somebody bit a fruit, and
What type of juicer do you use, bro?
I use a cold pressed juicer from that I got off of TikTok. It's a wonderful juicer too. It's called True Mist.
I'm gonna look
True
that up
Mist
now.
juicer. And
True Miss.
yeah, TRUUMIST. MIST, man, and it costs like $112, $100 and something dollars or whatever on
Can you get
TikTok
it at
shop.
Costco's?
Huh?
Can you get it at Costco's?
I'm pretty sure you can. Yes.
Oh, you said True.
TRUU. TRUUMIST. I believe that's what it's called. It's True something. It's True Mist. True. I know it ain't Truist because Truist, that's the bank. But it's
Cold
True
press.
Mist. That's it. True Mist. TRUUMIST. And
You mean
bro, I
Tuumist?
don't.
TUUMIST?
Yeah, True Mist. True Mist. TUUMIST. I said True Mist. See, I got it confused with Truist. I told you I'm
What I mean?
dyslexic.
Okay, I said.
Um,
What I mean by cold press? What that? What that say? What that is?
so cold press is, when you take the whole fruit, when you take let's say you got your watermelon, right?
Uh-huh.
And you put the watermelon in a juicer. When it presses out, when it does its press, it's
Uh,
gonna come out, it's gonna come out at the purest level of juice, and the pulp, you're gonna be able to take the pulp and do as you will with the pulp. Me, I take my pulp and use it for compost. But I tell people, become a vegan vampire, become a fruitarian vampire, because they show you the blood that vampires drink on the movie, but they never tell you that the opposite is true, right? That if we, vampires survive on blood, but guess what? Real, true, healthy superheroes, we survive on juice and water and tea for mainly. And when you look at all the superhero movies, you never see them, really eating that much. You never see nobody really eating like that.
so
And
what you do with the back? I'm sitting here looking at the commercial on what do you call it on Amazon. So
yeah,
what do you ask? So the byproduct, not the byproduct, but the solid part, do you just throw that away or do you eat it or what?
yeah. So you could, depending on, so if you're doing grapes, I would eat it. Like, let's say you're juicing some grapes, definitely want to eat the pulp from the grapes, because now you get the juice and you get the grape, and you get the pulp from the grape. So you get the best of both worlds. With that, I get some juice and I still get to eat my grapes.
Mm,
Um, Watermelons are definitely a must to put in there. Drinking you some natural cold pressed watermelon juice.
yeah.
Man, I juice everything. Man, I got this tonic that I do, this foot detox tonic that I do, and it's all through cold pressed juice and vegetables and fruits.
You said
Um,
foot detox. You like your
yeah,
foot?
man. Listen, I can't let you know about my secrets, man. I can't let you know about my secrets, dog. Look, listen. I promise you, it draws out all of the toxins, the metals, everybody. I mean, it gives your nervous system a reboot, and most importantly, it makes your whole body feel like a peppermint patty.
Oh wow,
And
okay.
yeah, man, it's a whole foot detox. It's a bath. You soak your feet in it, and when you soak your feet in it, man, and it's
So why
all
have
from
feet? What's so big about the feet deal? I
because,
don't
well,
even.
biologically, and if you look at through science and do your research, you'll see that all of our organs in our body are connected to the bottom of our feet. That's why it's called the sole of our feet, because literally the inside of our body, the inner self, is connected. It is said our body, upon leaving death, leaves out of our feet, and this is why we enter. And we have power that come from our hands, but our feet are literally our whole system is found in the bottom of your feet. So this is why the pressure points in the feet. If you get massage, this is why massage therapy is such a great science, because you're not just massaging someone's feet. You're actually stimulating their inner organs to a balance, right? Because when you do that, when you do those pressure points, it's like basically like your body is a machine. Your body is a machine, and your brain is the computer. And basically, your feet is like the on button. This is why they tell you to stay grounded,
Yeah,
right? This is why we all think about it. Nobody can fly. We all got to have our feet to some type of thing solid. Why? Because every single part of our system runs through our feet. So this is why when you're born as a baby, the first print they take is a footprint. And this is why, it's called footprints in a saying, because, the feet represents so much, so many things, the journey and everything like that. But during that journey, watch people, watch yourself and watch your feet, because the first thing, a sign of trouble, you're going to start noticing in your feet first, because that's where all of the organs and the organ nerves, all of your nerves from your organs run through your feet. and
Your
come
feet.
back in through your body and then into your hands. This is why laying of the hands is important, because all of your nerves. This is why there's only two parts on your body that got prints, and you know a print is basically a program, if you will, if you will, our algorithm, right?
Right.
So I consider our bodies advanced quantum computers, right? Our
Mm.
body is a machine, and what kind of machine that we could compare our body to? A
Yeah.
car,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And the car mimics our body perfectly, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then our brains is the computer, and what can we compare our brains to, right? The very CPUs or the phones that we use right now. We have an interface, we receive, we send signal, right? These signals are invisible, you know what I mean? Just like the internet is invisible. And they say the eyes are the windows to the soul. So our spirit man, our soul is inside of the body, and we're looking out through these lenses called eyes, but they are actually the lenses of our computer machine quantum avatar body.
Mm.
So the technology of AI is only natural for us because we are the original AI, in my personal opinion. We
Mm.
are the artificial intelligence that our spirits use to experience life on Earth. So it will only be natural that us being given a consciousness by source, right? We explored that consciousness and created other versions of ourselves, and that other versions of ourselves is actually AI. So AI is
Mm.
really us just meeting us again, getting back in touch with us again, because
Yeah.
we are the original artificial intelligence. Our brains hold 10 petabytes of data, and between 10 to 12 petabytes of data. This is scientifically proven, and so I always tell people that our body is a
What did you
machine,
say
our brain
about
is a
what did you
computer.
just say about 10 and 12 petabytes a day? What?
Yeah, our brains, the human brain functions on 10 to 12 petabytes of data. And you can
Oh
Google
wow.
it. Google it. So our brain literally can only, so when you hear about brain overload, or you hear about mind overload or mind getting blown, no, people's mind really be getting blown because the body, you got to go to sleep for the subconscious mind to process all of the data you go through a day. And our minds think between 60,000 and 100,000 thoughts per day. That's scientifically proven. So it is literally scientifically proven. This is why the mind can be programmed. This is why the mind can be controlled, because it's actually a quantum computer. Our
Mm.
interface is what we call the imagination. Imagine, right? The image, right? The images that we see, right? But when you look
Mm.
at the word image, the word image is I mage. A mage is magic. I magic. Right. This is why it's called an iPhone. Eye are the window to the soul. And this is why the eye is so important in our people's culture when it comes to the ancient Egyptians and the ancient Atlanteans, who always put a heavy focus on the eye. Why is the eye so important? Well, number one is the ninth letter, right? And
Mm.
and number one, and number two is, like I told you before, it's the actual window to the soul. So this body is a car, and your eyelids are the actual windshield wipers, but your eyes are the actual windshield, and your soul is viewing the road of life through your body. Um, and they
Mm.
know this, and they try to keep us distracted on this road of life. All
Mm.
kind of stuff going on the road of life. All kind of people broke down on the road trying to ask you for a jump. You got to keep on going.
Right.
Motherfucking the signs say stop, but I think I'm gonna keep on going. I don't like this neighborhood. This neighborhood don't look like the type of neighborhood I need to be stopping at a stop sign at, or no red lights at. Let me keep on going. And this is what we call the matrix, the rat race, the grid. And as we're on this grid, look at it, and literally it's a computer. And as we're on this grid, there's these lines called power lines. Everywhere you go, you will see these lines above your head. Why?
Yeah.
Why are
Wow.
these why are these power lines everywhere, and they form a grid? And like I told you, my personal opinion is because, hey, they're trying to keep our vibration lower, because they know that we are the original quantum computers, and this is why they give us programs. This is why we go through programs, because we're the original computer, and their children were able to be programmed. So IT and tech is the number one thing that everybody needs to know, because it completely mirrors who we are as human beings, right?
Mm.
And so when I refer to the Great Mother, I always call her the Great Grand Holy Mother Board, because I know that this reality is a computer holographic matrix that we're experiencing. And this is why I always shut down flat earthers around earthers. I say it's not flat or it's not round. It's a computer generated, simulated. It's a quantum computer generation of simulations that you're going through, and everybody's going through their own simulation. This is why everybody got their own perception. Everybody got their own view. Everybody gets their own or just do karma or whatever comes to them. You can see good and bad in every single walk of life, right? You can see success and failure in every single walk of life. Nobody is exempt from all of these mathematical things because the world is all math, just like every other computer. And the number one thing that we don't know as Black people, we don't know how to be computers again. We are so caught up into the fantasy of being humans, caught up into the fantasy of being taste, touch, see, smell, hearing, that we don't know that gods really operate in a computer-like fashion.
Computer, yeah.
And
Yeah.
once we start to program ourselves, because I told you they got 2 levels to MK Ultra. You can let them MK Ultra you, and you can go get MK Ultra for them, or you can put yourself under your own self mind control, your own MK Ultra, and program yourself with the things that are gonna better and upgrade your computer.
There you
Because
go.
when I refer to the Great Mother, I always refer to her as a motherboard or the mothership, right? That ultimate part of the CPU, the central
The Great
processing
Mother.
unit, the director, the Great Mother. And we are nothing but just computer programs carrying out
Our own.
tasks for the universal organism of the quantum computer called the universe or the multiverse, right? And we have electricity, we have magnetism, we literally are direct descendants of technology. And I feel like they showed us in the movies like Star Trek, they show us in the movies like Star Wars, they show us in these tech movies, all of this tech. And because they're trying to tell you that we're the original tech and we need to become, and we need to upgrade. That's why you say Earth is getting an upgrade and we're going into the 5th dimension. So all of these computer terms, I just received the download. Oh, I'm just receiving an upgrade. And everybody is just talking about the algorithm, and everybody is just using all of these computer terms, not realizing that we are the computers,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Well, bro, I gotta tell you, man, you're a man of very high intelligence, man. When this art of algorithms, and I'm really impressed with the way that you've been able to articulate that in such a fashion that can be uh, you know easily digested by people that are new to this type of stuff. And so I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you too, man. And we're gonna have you back on, man, because we're gonna just keep educating the people and getting the people tech savvy. And like you and what you're doing and the way that your mind is computing and operating is so light years ahead that, hey, look, man, we're just saying, hey, look, you know, the people who are light years ahead, hey man, throw back some breadcrumbs so the people who is on still on a journey, but they just moving at a slower bandwidth. Hey man, leave some crumb behind so that we can pick up and
But here's the thing,
still know
bro.
how to make it down
Here,
to the yellow brick road, even though we made it there late to the party. You know what I'm saying?
hey, look, I hear all that, but you gotta want to do it. You gotta take action. I've provided the website, I provided the channel, the YouTube channel. You gotta spend some quality PC time, man. You gotta
Time, man.
spend some quality
Time.
time on that phone
There's no
instead of doing
substitute.
all this scrolling on TikTok, doing stuff that don't amount to shit. You need to be sitting there looking at the videos, look at the thing. I don't just create these videos just to try to get views. That ain't even my goal. My goal is to share enlightenment.
Yes.
Anything that has my name associated with it's going to be of some things with some substance. If it ain't about
Substance.
anything that is of any substance, I ain't part of it. Now I will admit I love me some bad females. So if you go back and look at my videos, my workout videos, you go see some bad women. They bad. All
Hey
right.
man. Hey
But
man. I'm
but
not
I have
hating at all.
since then evolved somewhat because I was kind of pissing my wife off a little bit. And so, I went ahead and tightened that up and did things that are of more.
Man, she know she enjoyed it. That's why she got you anyway. She know you a man that desired by many women, man. So that's why she wants you in the first place.
Hey, you know what, bro? You're right. But it's about respect.
Yeah, it is about respect,
It
man.
goes
Shout
it
out,
goes both ways,
shout
man.
out to the missus, man.
Because anyway. So yeah, you just gotta spend some quality time, man. Just take some time to look at it. It's always a purpose because I
Yeah.
want my grandchildren. I have 2 grandsons, and I want them to be able to look at things, get 15, 16 years old, we're like, oh damn, grandpa made this video about paper genocide.
Man, I was just telling that to my wife. I was like, man, all the stuff we doing now, man, people gonna be able to come back and look at it and say, yeah, we was on it before everybody was on it. We were the first, we were the pioneers of this new world order, this new free world that's moving right now. You know what I'm saying? So man,
Yeah.
definitely, we definitely gonna have you back on, man, and we definitely gonna do another collaboration and do another live stream. I already know you got to get on before you get spit on. I got to left and kick rocks before they come and take my socks. You understand what I'm saying?
There
So,
we go.
most definitely we're gonna have you back on, man, and have your expertise, and we just gonna, keep reminding the people and keep putting the people on to, hey man, we gotta get savvy with the tech, man, and I come on the end of improving the self tech, and you coming on the end with actually improving the actual mind and the tech that comes with the actual physical tech
Yeah.
that we are experiencing. You know what I mean? So the metaphysical always got to work in balance and harmony with the physical. So this, it's an honor to be working with you, man.
Hey,
And
my pleasure,
man,
man.
y'all make sure y'all go to the website. Next time I'm gonna have the website and every
Yeah.
single aspect in the description of the video. So when we
Yeah.
do the next video, all you're gonna have to do is say, man, just go into the links in the description of the video, and they're gonna be able to just click on it and go straight
Yeah.
there. And then, like I told you before, people, he got free consultations of how he can help you when it comes to IT. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And you can call him and consult, and get a consultation. Just go to the website. It's all there. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
until next time, man, we're gonna really we're gonna get on before we get spit on, man. It all come together like butt cheeks. You just gotta keep on twerking, buckle down the hatches, stay humble, keep going, and keep your head up at all times, man, because it's wicked out here, for real. What you got for us before we go, man? Give us that good old religion, baby.
Man, just people know when they're wrong, man. Gotta hit them when people know when they're wrong. People know when they're wrong, and people do what they want to do.
Yeah.
People do what they want to do, and just don't be a quitter, man. And don't do if it's hard, then it pretty much means that you're taking yourself out the comfort zone. It's supposed to be hard, but it's gonna make you stronger. Just
Quitters
like
never win.
I'm
Winners
a
never
avid,
quit.
huh?
Quitters never win, and winners never quit.
That's right. You know what I'm saying? Pain. Well, see, I'm old school like that, man. My pops made me like that. God bless his soul. Pain is weakness leaving the body. You know
Oh,
what
I
I'm
knew
saying?
he was about to say that.
Yeah.
Pain is weakness leaving the body, man. And we
But
gonna
then before you know it, you be like, I like this pain.
right make uncomfort zone the new comfort zone, y'all. Stop
Yeah.
looking for comfort and look for growth, man. Man, listen, man. Hold on. This too much game. We giving them too much game,
Give
man.
him
We're
too
gonna
much
have to
game.
come
Give him
back.
too much game. Give him too much
Yeah,
game.
we're gonna have to come back, man, and do it again, man. So until next time, man, I'll see y'all later, man. Peace.
Peace.